Everybody, it's indeed a delight and a pleasure to be together once again. And this is the first time we are getting together in this financial year for the roundtable meeting, BFSI CM roundtables, which have been going on since over a decade. Started at Anveshak Kaffared and recognized as the best study group in the country and awarded many times in the members meet at YB Chavan when it was on South Bombay and at Yogi Sabhagara multiple times, and which set the best benchmarks in the country for roundtable discussions with CEOs, CFOs, directors, experts, and also encourage young members and people to develop specializations and experts and young members sitting together on the panel. Also, CFOs, directors, young members. In fact, I'm delighted a couple of young members I joined today. So sitting together in the panel, and there were multiple objectives in simple terms given by ICAI to us. 4 R's: research, resources, representation, and reach out. It was a dream over a decade ago. Wi-Fi was in nascent stage, 4G was not there, it was 2G. And it was a dream to have this type of connection so one can reach out to millions of stakeholders, not only chartered accountants in India and abroad, but the stakeholders, the users. So everybody does research. Any presentation done anywhere else, strictly not allowed here. No copy paste. Original thinking, something new must come. Clear. This was a mandate given by ICAI and it was accepted totally unanimously by all in the first meeting itself. Then resources is to develop speakers with original thinking. Otherwise, there is the same speaker going round and round everywhere. I have a presentation ready, can I come? That culture had to go. And people actually having knowledge, they sharing experiences. So this was the second R. And then representation with to regulators, for example. Now there are more and more regulators coming to what needs to be done, ultimately in the benefit of all the stakeholders and the profession. And reach out. The presentations and discussions here among experts are available across to users by various means. Earlier it was word of mouth. Now digital is in our favor, and some of the best ones they upload on the YouTube also, and maybe for a limited period. I'm told at some point or time it will be available only to the people who are members, or it may be decided to reach across. And we have done over 100 roundtables. And in each there are brilliant discussions and everybody participates. There's an open house. In the end, there's an open house. We discuss our latest developments. And I will just mention, there are many people here who have been practically 70 to 80% are speakers here. And I would say 100% others should become future speakers. That's the aspiration. And if there is any issue, we have developed by a suggestion from members a mentoring system, and you have expert mentors available depending on your area of choice. Then one can work out together. It can take 6 months, it can take 3 months, so you get a chance. So now we have new members coming, maybe in a few months they would be sitting across here and contributing even for 30 minutes on some expert topic they have studied. So that is it. And now I would mention we have people who have been working very hard, selflessly, and take the views, suggestions of members and help in planning, conceiving, executing on these roundtables. Some of the stalwarts here are Anupam Pedkar. He is the deputy CFO of a corporate. He has experience in banking, ICICI Bank, insurance and corporates. And today, if all of you support, we have always had the democratic system here. Anupam Petkar would be taking charge as the chief convener for the year. Any objections? No, but it is that's a culture we have developed here, and it was planned, and he has been supporting the team all throughout, selflessly, without expectation. Dr. Yogesh Satpute, a banker by career and by qualifications, so many qualifications, but doctor is PhD and a CA, and he has got multiple qualifications, and he takes charge as a joint convener. And yes, and we have a lot of, some people are expected, and I would also acknowledge Archana Moge. She has worked very, very hard and has been chief convener, part of the core team. She has worked very, very hard, and she was planning to be here with us, but there was some emergency, she could not join. I think this is an opportunity for us to really thank her for the great work done selflessly. And she joined several years back. At that time, she was the chief manager in a bank. Today, she is a senior vice president in a top well-known corporate. She could have shared about it here, but she'll be a part of it and planning many programs. She has worked hard for this program. We actually insisted it is your thing, and then, yes. So this is there. And I would also acknowledge, most important, our council member, Mr. Rajkumar Adukia ji. He has been with us throughout the journey. Before the Roundtable group was formed, I remember we had spoken to 7 central council members and about 15 RCMs before formation of this. And then, in fact, we were told to ensure the Roundtable group takes off and has maximum participation 4 hours and it doesn't close down. I remember the words we had discussed even when we interacted at CCI. At that time, we said we are taking off, and Mr. Adukia ji has attended many meetings in the last 13-14 years at Kafared also, and ever since this ICI tower started, here also, and quietly sitting actually as the audience, and we always say, share a few words. Like today, he just came, and Mr. Adukia has always acknowledged the 360 degrees approach of this. I remember one day you compared it with World Economic Forum all on your own. So can I request with your permission, Yogesh and Anupam, for Mr. Rajkumar Adukia ji to say a few words, and he has also brought a booklet for knowledge sharing for all of us, and we'll stand up and also later after he speaks to see everybody gets to see what it's about.
Yeah. Good afternoon, friends. CA Manoj, Anupam, Yogesh, and all the colleagues. The study circle and in the USA, I consider this more than an international conference or any conference, because this is the place where we can ask whatever comes to our mind. Like I was asking Anupam, what is the full form of BFSI? Because I am relearning many things after the game. And this year I am heading a committee called Committee for Members in Entrepreneurship and Public Service. One question which comes to our mind always, whether work first or knowledge first. Before we learn anything, this question comes to our mind. I always say it is a knowledge first. Like I just walked in this room to meet members, which is my passion. And after coming here, I got an opportunity that I get do many programs in my committee on the world of banking, financial services, insurance, and capital market. And this committee is like department of the ministry. You know, we at Central Council member, we say that each committee is like central ministry. So the another department, chartered accountants, those who are in civil services, 24 civil services, plus all regulatory services. So I am meeting them one to one. We are calling them in a group. We do 2 residential programs. So I know that in safety there are about more than 50 chartered accountants. In Reserve Bank there are more than 20 chartered accountants. And similarly in insurance companies, each insurance companies we have a CFO, independent director. So, and in capital market, BSc, NSC. So what I would like in this committee, I'll share all those data. And we will see that we create a strong representation, because they are also very eager how we can assist institute, because we do that meeting with them. So first they are chartered accountant, and then they may have done a civil service. So there are many IAS, many IPS, many, like our current DCP, Economic Offences Wing, he's a chartered accountant, CM Mahendra Pandit. He sits in Bombay Commissioner's Office in Pune. I'm just giving few examples. So what I wish this study circle to become like what Manoj said and what I say in council, that ICAI should be more powerful than World Economic Forum. World Economic Forum was started by one economist. If you read the history of WEF, and today each country's decision maker, Prime Minister, Finance Minister, wish to address that forum. That is the power of knowledge. So, like I was at a stall at Taxman and I was looking at all NISM publications, portfolio management services, investment advisor. Like each of those services, there is a vacuum. Each of one will be specialized, and certain services we are not aware, like investment broker, insurance broker. Insurance broker we can do in private limited, only 100% certificate of practice, because insurance broking and insurance agency are 2 different concepts. Insurance broking is advising, you take any insurance company, direct business, the life and non-life. So those kind of resolutions are already part. Insurance surveyor, it's a good income and again a vacuum. So this forum, this study circle can create an awareness that please move away from audit and accounting, and there is larger gold mine or platinum mine beyond that. And learning is so easy, I'm not caring. There are books how to learn any new subject in 48 hours. That means if we spend 8 hours every day, within 1 week, Monday to Saturday, we can learn a new subject.
We are going to discuss that topic as a part of a technical presentation.
So I'll finish my address. Yes. Manoj, you rightly pointed out that I must stop here. So,
no, you're not stopping. Then you will discuss a part of.
No. I'll not, because I have to go to GST. I have to go to convocation. I have planned to go to Gen Chartered Accountant Forum.
Very good, but we'll do that.
My mission is to connect with more members.
We'll start fast, so when he starts it. Yeah, now Anupam, a few words from you, and then Yogesh, a few words from you. I was waiting. Manali Cheda has joined us, and it was Yogesh who suggested, and Manali Cheda should join us as a deputy convener for the year, and with the support of all of you. Any objection, please raise your hand. So she takes charge. She has experience in corporates. She has experience in profession, and she has experience in going deep down in financial restructuring, topmost listed corporates, IFRS, and she joined a group several years ago. She was very, very shy, but listening, very intelligent, very sharp, speaks very less. But now, today, she has become a trainer in a top professional firm, Saturdays, right? Huh? And first time she said, so I've just been told, I said, that's your destiny. And she gets into cutting edge topic. Today, what is the most important topic? She was working with L&T earlier. Most important topic. And one of the most important countries and currencies was bullet train. She missed out an annual dinner and she did a presentation in a WRC seminar on the bullet train and the implications of foreign currency, right? And a huge loan and also this metros and all that. That was how many years ago? 6, 7. This is a pace of infrastructure. So when bullet train starts on the inaugural day also, I think she will be there and the metros. But this is it. Corporates, Larsen & Toubro and multiple organizations and with international exposure. So a lot of responsibilities. We have diversity. So we must have a powerful lady in the team, right? Organizing team. So Anupam, share a few words. So to see that everybody is motivated and we continue doing the world class. Few minutes. And Yogesh and Manali, we acknowledge, and Rohit will start, and I'll share with you what we have planned here. This was planned several months ago. Hotmost topic. You said 48 hours. 48 hours is too long. 20 hours when the world changes 24 hours. Huh? And there is a run on banks and bank defaults. So moving on to AI, moving on to ChatGPT. It is not a hype. There's big reality behind it. So blockchain, we're going to discuss that. I believe top banker here, topmost banker, and also HDFC Bank, Rohit Patoria, and we are going to discuss 6 mergers. Somebody said, why 6? There are 7. I said, we'll discuss 7 mergers. Vijay Mullaji.
4 we have prepared.
That's okay. The team has prepared and we'll cover all the 7 mergers. And we'll cover the latest developments, including regulatory updates, including what happened yesterday on the investment advisory thing. We are always up to date. And that we will do that. And just 1 minute, Anupam and Yogesh. And then he has to go. I want Rohit to start. The cover screen was already there. Yeah, Anupam.
Thanks. So it's a very informal study group for those who are joining. We don't have the position which me or we have only just a ceremony. We're just here to conduct and coordinate the WRC. This group is yours and basically ours. And I think I joined around 10 years back, and the very openness of this group attracted. So I really request all of you, those who have not done presentations earlier, please pick up your topic. And here we can learn, here we can get that public speaking fear and everything.
So I have some very specific pointers that try to participate as much as possible. This request from try to ask as much questions as possible, because that's the only way we'll run. I myself will try to ask as possible questions as much as possible. Apart from that, try to participate in the group. If at all you think that you want to present, or if you think that you have a topic to discuss on, we can always take it in the next meeting, and we can at least see that you can come and present on that topic. And last and the most important is about time. So we have to stick to the time. So while asking the questions, we have to ensure that we will not be overrunning the time. So that the next speaker has to have a kind of judicious time allocated to him. So we should not miss on his question and all. So that's it. Take as much benefit as possible.
Manali, few words from you.
This format of this study group has always been in this roundtable form. So, I have been part of the study group since the last few years. What I've seen is the topics which we normally have. These are very relevant for industry members, because normally in this the study sort of format is usually have financial related topics. We have in this study group, we covered a lot of topics which are relevant for the industry, like banking, finance, or even the normal non-FS industry. So that way it has really helped in enhancing
So thank you, Manali.
A small request is there, sir, before you start. Whomsoever is not there in the group, please get yourself added, or you can at least let us know, so that we can ask someone from institute to get them added. So that's the way we can communicate things.
Yes, and it's good to have record the participation and to see a very, very well attended turnout. In fact, yes, and I see over 70% are speakers. Yes. Now, Rohit, a senior banker, head planning and control, HDFC Bank. Before that, HDFC Bank today, 20 trillion, right? When the merger takes place. He was the CFO of one of the HDFC group companies, which had 10,000 employees, if I remember, right? At that time, 25,000 employees, yes. Yes, and after that, now, in among the largest banks and most successful banks in the world, head planning and control, digital, inside out, and India leads in the world. And India leads in the world because of institutions where professionals like our team members are contributing and innovative. I just asked him, can we do Web3? We always had the thing, why not? Then I said digital transformation, and I want to make it AI. And every day we were discussing, and yesterday also I asked him, add 3 more slides. He says, I will do it. So, latest, so that everybody here gets the latest. And this is type of a unique roundtable. Anybody will try to replicate, they won't be able to replicate. Some people ask for slides, but it is not possible. The type of quality of discussions, the experience, it can't be duplicated. And there are multiple people here. I have requested at least 7 or 8 people with experience in digital, experience in even the world of crypto, experience in the world of blockchain. So they can do an interactive thing. And this is a part of a series. It will keep on continuing update. And that's what will happen. And sir, with your permission, he can start. I wanted to see a couple of slides at least.
Okay. I'll quickly, there is another event which is a trigger event which is coming.
I think we can, outside other events, we won't speak about it here.
It's an event relevant to all corporates and especially to BFSI.
Okay. BFSI CM, that's a complete word. Yes.
CM not as much, but BFSI certainly.
No, both. Yeah, but.
And Anupam and Yogesh, if at some stage before 30th June, you can enlighten us on alternative reference rates, Sonia and so forth, or Euribor, why it is not an alternative reference rate. That will be helpful for all of us, whether we are in financial sector or in corporates. That's just a request.
And sir, every day knowledge sharing is there in the digital platform they have created. When they add you, I think they every day highest quality of knowledge sharing is there in that. So it will happen, and you yourself will also contribute to others' knowledge sharing.
So
that's
19th June is the last date. I will share a note today.
See, that's it. Sir, Mr. Adugaji mentioned about 48 hours, and this is a reply we get.
So note is there already.
It'll happen. Yes.
What I can do, when he starts a presentation, we don't disturb him.
Yes.
So I'll distribute the book.
Done. Yes.
So
yes.
This is the book, the major theme of the book is become a thought leader, become visible in the chosen area as a speaker, as a writer on social media. That will bring a very quick success. So, quickly we can pass on so that we can, one for yourself, sir. I see that I'll get there are a few copies outside, so we are not.
The presentation and the panel both are coming there.
Rohit, leave in between for a short. Yeah.
That's okay. You quietly. It's recorded, so.
Everyone got the book? So that we
अच्छा उधर पैनल और
ये कौन सा वाला है? ये वाला जो भी नहीं चाहिए
और रिकॉर्डिंग
मैं मनोज यहाँ बैठ के सुनता हूँ, देन आई कैन
पैन तो दोनों आएगा ना
हाँ श्योर
प्रेजेंटेशन दोनों आ रहे हैं
I'll start. Let's start quickly. So, at the outset, see, I'm very thankful that I'm part of this study group. So, as Anupam also rightly said, Adukeji also said learning is important. We all agree, be it 48 hours or so, learning is, so this is a learning forum and we will surely pick up many things because this is all, everybody here is learner. Everybody is learning and this is an evolving thing. So quickly we'll move forward. Before any presentation, we'll have a general disclaimer. The presentation slides discussion are only for knowledge sharing and educational purpose. This is not an advice. The speaker participants are expressing their own views, not the views of the institute or organization or study group they represent. So any which ways, these should not be construed as any kind of advice, be it investment or tax advice. It's a very general forum for knowledge sharing purpose. Before moving to any slide, this is actually my important slide I feel. So this gives an era differentiator, how the pre-digital era, current era and post-digital era, how things will move. The organization structure is now changing from highly centralized to now we are moving towards the decentralized structure. Decision-making process also now from management-driven has moved now. It will be more collaborative. Customer will be highly informed. Role of technology is very important. From a general support function, now it will become a business enabler. We may not feel, but it is becoming a business enabler. It will drive everything. So there are different disruptive technologies. This slide is basically just very quickly to give an overview of components of digital economy. Please don't refer to the numbers given there. This is a dated slide, but the more important portion here is actually what all are components of digital economy. IT enabled service, electronics, telecom, e-commerce, digital payments, cyber security, Internet of Things, sharing economy, digital skilling, all these are very important. These all components come together and become components of digital economy. Very quickly, if we see how digital economy is moving, so digital economy accounts for more than 15% of global GDP. It has grown 2.5 times faster than the normal GDP in the physical world in last 10 years. 70%, it is estimated that in this decade, 70% of global economy will be made up of digital technology. So this is a very important statement. This is from the World Bank guidelines I picked up. In India also recently, there was a statement, the center hopes to achieve around 1 trillion digital economy landmark by 2025-26. Before moving to the next slide, with everybody's permission, I'll not read the contents, I'll just try to skip through. It's the main contents we'll discuss. More important is the use cases and a discussion. So I discussed with Manoj sir also. So we'll have a discussion, maybe 15 minutes. I'll run through these slides and then maybe we'll questions and other things so that this flow is very smooth. So I'll quickly go through. Most of the things are very basic. We don't need to know what is the definition of AI, how things are perspective. It is just to give, since we are to give an overview, what is AI, what is blockchain, what is Web3, or what is Chat GPT. So these are all things we need really. So technological trends that will define future is all, one is AI, ML, the machine learning along with artificial intelligence is really making a big move. Internet of Things, blockchain, distributed ledgers, 5G, quantum computing, natural language processing, and cloud and edge computing will really define the future of technologies. So this is a very general overview of how digital economy will grow with components and other things. Before starting with AI, what is artificial intelligence? Our topic is artificial intelligence. So what exactly is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence was there, is and was there since 1955, 1960. We are all, how things have changed. What basically you feel things have changed suddenly where artificial intelligence has become so important? So this is something we should discuss, and we should, basically artificial intelligence was there, as I said, since many decades. But with cloud, with kind of data storage and other things have become very important. What differentiates current artificial intelligence with the previous one is previously human intervention was there. A human used to actually adopt new technology, and artificial intelligence was created with human intervention. Now things have started moving when machine learning has started. That means machine has started evolving, and artificial intelligence technologies are developed by the machine itself. So things have changed. So it has given a very big impetus how things are changing. So we have to be very clear, this is very important. Whether we want to know or we don't want to know, things will not change. Things are moving the way it is moving. Things are moving very fast, faster than we think. So we have been discussing about the concept which is really moving so fast that currently nobody knows where things will land up to. So this presentation will try to at least overview what all things are coming up, how we will be able to navigate through that, at least having a basic knowledge. We'll just try to see how we can move past these. So starting with, I'll not go by the, as I said, by the basic definition. So AI actually automates repetitive learning, it adds intelligence, it adopts through progressive learning algorithms. AI analyzes more, and more importantly, it analyzes deeper data with neural network. This is something I want to stress. This is changing most of the things. So AI actually achieves incredible accuracy through deep learning, deep neural network learning, which was previously impossible. So when we talk about artificial intelligence, its basic applications which we see in day-to-day is maybe speech recognition, natural language processing, machine learning, facial recognition, virtual personal assistants, self-driving cars, chatbots, robots. So these are what we on a day-to-day basis see. Maybe when we are interacting with an Alexa or maybe with Siri. So we are using AI in some form or the other. Even using a mobile, we are using some analytics, some technology which is embracing the artificial intelligence. Because machine is driving that, it is giving us the desired result. Moving on to this analogy which I captured. So the first revolution, if you say, was the steam engine, then electricity, then next was IT. Now this will be AI. In fact, some days back, you might have heard Sundar Pichai clearly saying that this technology is more disruptive than the electricity. So we all know, the reference was AI, chat GTP, but I am saying that this is something which is changing very fast. Tools we have already started using, just giving a glimpse of tools we have already started using. Smartphones, visual recognition, game device, Apple Siri, Cortana, the Microsoft device, Alexa, humanoid robot,
Samsung and Google are also have further developed very complex virtual assistants. Future, what we look at, maybe a big disruption in medical diagnosis. It is already going on, but we'll see, because these are all under development. These are, once the adoptability use cases comes, this will further investment will go into this. So medical diagnosis, financial services, where we'll have an open architecture, the fintech solutions and other things. There is a disruption already going on. Linguistics also, we will see a big change. Sports training, there are quite a few technology companies who are investing big on sports training. Financial transactions, payments, predictions, photography, and then also people are discussing, debating the political analysis. In fact, going to that extent, can a robot fight an election? Because currently we might have seen the debate on citizenship to be given to robot, citizenship and others. So these things will evolve. Currently we may be feeling it on a lighter side, maybe laughing, but this may become a reality when we'll embrace these technologies so closely that things will become reality. The decisions and other things will be taken by an artificial intelligence tool, maybe a robot or a chatbot. Before discussing this slide, this is more of a technical aspect, because we all have a question: what is artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, what is deep learning? So actually, if you technically see, as I indicated, things have started changing when cloud, big data came into force, when we are able to, and when we started, now the form and factor will change with the artificial intelligence, when deep learning will come, when machine will start actually interacting, thinking like a human. So for that, these deep learning architecture, the neural architecture which is getting developed, which will create a bigger disruption. So as I said, machine learning is something which is now, machine learns on its own. Machine at times, a robot is repaired on its own. It has a self-repair mechanism. So when things will go beyond human, when machine will start doing things on its own, the disruption will happen on a faster side. Same thing is happening when we talk about chat GTP or maybe a Web3. So things are changing on a different note. So AI actually is a very bigger, if you see that this slide, so AI is that enables the final goal, the machine which thinks. Machine learning is subject of AI. It is a statistical tool, and further deep learning is actually a machine language which has a multi-neural architecture. So this is what, let's not get into too much technicality. This is the basic driving principle where we'll see things are taking a shape, and how artificial intelligence is changing on a very fast pace. Before moving to the next topic, so we can, Manoj sir, with your permission, we can have a just general discussion for what according to everybody is artificial intelligence and how things will start. Although this blockchain again is a same, although blockchain is a different set, but it is also a kind of artificial intelligence.
Great, let's set the ball rolling. Manali?
I understand artificial intelligence nowadays is being used in most of the apps, like when you buy garments online, or you buy any fashion, any kind of you buy electronic items. So it uses the artificial intelligence sees what choices we are making, and then according to that, it shows us those kind of items on the top. So I think that is one thing, and like the auto type that we get in our phones, that is based on AI. So I think that is the most common application of AI. Which
Great. Praveen?
Using lately, since suggested response in your emails nowadays or in your chat tools. But if someone has written happy birthday to you, you should thank you. So that response is really available basis being done by the machine in terms of what the message is coming from other side and what is the best response to give that message. What is
great. Incidentally, Praveen is a senior vice president with a foreign bank. Mayur?
So, before I go into, I take a liberty to re-explain, if you talk about the AI,
and also mention how effective
Welcome to Blue
you are
Jeans.
using or you plan to use and your large and from you.
just to explain to you what kind of implication AI is. So, like the humankind has been evolved. There's been a lot of.
If you're the moderator, enter.
And lot of and humankind has done that. So that has been evolved over the ages. Now that is why it has evolved. If you compare this with any other creature which the God has created, like animals, they could not able to evolve. Because human by default has been gifted by a superpower which is called intelligence. And because of that, human has evolved. Now, if that whole intelligence which human
Recording has
evolved,
started.
get developed, if that is getting transferred to a machine, that is called artificial. So you believe that like whatever you have developed over the ages, whatever you have learned from your ancestor, that you are going to transfer to a machine. And now machine will be doing what human can do. So it is as good as a kind of a replacement of human. If I talk right now there are 3 stages of AI. One is like ENI, which is called artificial narrow intelligence. Second is called which is like AGI, artificial general intelligence. Third is called like artificial super intelligence, which is ESI. Right now we are sitting in ANI stage. Like whatever we talk about Siri, Alexa, or we talk about Tesla, self-driving cars. All these are, or maybe like a Google Lens where they can do information. These are simple examples of ANI cases where we have done a coding to a program. The ANI is able to understand to a certain extent it has generated intelligence, but beyond that they cannot do it. So if you if I talk about AGI, continuous. AGI would be a process where the AI would be as good as kind of human. They will get the awareness. So it is like as dangerous as that. Like if I just compare it with the human. So in human, biologically you have a kind of a survival instinct that is coming as a part of your biological DNA. Right now that is not available with the DNA, robots. But under AGI, that will also get developed. So what does that mean? So it means that robot will fight for their survival. If you want to kill a robot, then they have a right to kill you. So it will be like you can say like a AGI robot will be as good as you can program a AGI robot to kill a kind of a president of maybe Russia. And he will do, and for doing that, he can do anything. Whatever comes in his way, he will kill it. It can be so much dangerous. And ASI is a kind of, like, if I just compare this with a movie like Terminator. So like AGI would be like Terminator, which we have seen long back. So like where a Terminator has been given a particular task, like you need to kill that particular guy and do whatever it requires. So that is the AGI. If I talk about ASI, so ASI is a more far because it says that like a main kind of a super computer would be sitting somewhere in the country or somewhere in a remote location. It will have all the computers under his control, everything. So if you are like 20 people sitting in this room, and there is a one laptop who is sitting. So whatever the 20 people have that whole experience, whole intelligence which they have developed over their whole life, it will get transferred to that laptop, and that laptop will transfer that whole data to a person who is sitting in a remote location. So that will control everything. So it is not only dangerous to an extent that it can replace a human in the jobs. It is dangerous to humankind also. It is that.
Mayur, very clearly, crisply, Yogesh is waiting. This thing, AI, robotics, when it's this thing started, no, robot trading. Over a decade ago, we did a couple of sessions on that. But now AI, does AI replace the fund manager and the wealth advisor?
I am coming on that. So if
Briefly, then Yogesh.
on a very brief note, so like,
Very practical.
so in Europe, they have implemented a new model which is called the European security market. So they have given a new model where all the financial statements need to be prepared under a European single electronic mode. So that is a kind of electronic mode. All the financial statement, all the annual reports need to be prepared. So what does that mean? So if I am having a ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, maybe DBS Bank, all has to prepare the financial statement in a one machine coded language. It will get uploaded in the machine. There is no requirement to do any research, any ratio. The machine will do it on its own and it will be available at a click of the button. So what is the equity research? Probably that will be completely get replaced by the machine.
I totally differ, but we'll come to it.
Only the decision making.
Oh, yeah.
But for lot extent means I would say
Yeah, definitely.
research part which right now so many people are doing it.
Fine, I'm glad you are saying that, but I defer it and I'll justify it also. In fact, when we talk about M&A, also it will all come into it. Yeah, Yogesh, and then Manali and Sunil, you get ready. Taxman and AI.
So I'll just share one incident first, that how it actually kind of erupts in a volcano. 2 days back, during trading time, US trading time, an image comes up that Pentagon has faced a blast. Market has gone up suddenly. All traders have cut their position. And after 15 minutes, the news came that was an AI generated image. So the real life impact is much wider. Probably we must have lost their jobs for that event. Because cutting a position with the huge knowledge is not a simple thing to explain. Someone who has created that image, which was kind of as natural and as genuine as someone could believe. And several news channels also, even business news channels have also aired that news first, that there is a blast on Pentagon. And after within 8 or 9 minutes, the second news came, but it took around 15 minutes to spread that news.
Correct.
Till the time most of the leverage traders have cut their positions. So this is a very big risk, first thing. Second thing is plagiarism. Whomsoever is writing probably will be aware that I can't write your paragraph in my name. I have to give the actual reference, who is the originator or who is the original contributor.
With the permission.
AI will kind of, like we launder the money, it will completely launder the intellectual presence of the author. And the text will look like as fresh as someone has written it. So plagiarism is the biggest challenge. Copyright is the biggest challenge. Several authors are actually opposing it. I have tried to suggest a comment and AI, to suggest a poetry. I'll share that photo also. And AI has written a very nice poetry on the bond market. It was a very nice poetry. I kept it with me. But on the same day, I asked that where will be the 10-year UST? Right now it's 380. So it said that it has a data which is I think 45 days old. So probably still it's not updated. So I tried either ways. I tried on forex market. I tried where will be the dollar index. So it gives the balanced replies. It gives that there is a debt impasse discussion is going on. So based on that, we see that the 10-year UST will move ahead. But on the same way, we see that inflation is getting kind of arrested. So that may not go. So I think from market perspective or from actual decision making perspective, it's still far. Or probably traders will not be believing on it as fast as possible. Probably algo trading is something different. We are talking about AI. So algo is more like if the kind of option max pain is increasing beyond say 4 and 200 DMI is breaching, then try to offload the 20% of the capital. So that's more of a algo. Apart from markets, copyright related issues, one more thing is there. I think last week only Sundar Pichai was called in, I think by US President and senior officials, and barred, I think Microsoft has a barred. So they are trying to explain that how they are trying to protect or how they will be protecting the privacy of the citizens, because what all knowledge, as he also said, is getting captured, probably it's there with someone. So I don't think one can own that knowledge, probably. So more regulations to come. But the speed of the technology is faster than the lawmakers. That is what I always believe.
That is where that data will
Yeah.
But our Data Privacy Act is kind of far behind.
Yeah.
Probably, I think we have a week's time now. The filtration of SMS is going on. Many.
But that's our data privacy is for a different reason.
So yeah. So government is trying to filter the sender of the message. There are very kind of nascent stage, I think, because fake calls, spam calls, forged email IDs, everything is happening. So
I want to react to both. See what Mayur has rightly given. We have a technology. He has given a differentiator. What is ANI? What is GI? And what is super? So these are all various phases. Currently in AI, if you actually ask, we are different. We are building up by age. So it is said that 2022 we were at 7 years. A 7-year age boy kind of intelligence. I don't know. These are on math. These are all given. So now in 2023 itself, now it has reached. It took almost 10 to 15 years to reach a 7-year boy age. The intelligence, that is how they calculate. Now it is 9-year-old boy, kind of boy, a girl, or maybe a human kind of intelligence we have. So these are all progressing terms, and these are all things will move ahead. That's a good point. Very important, what Yogesh also has highlighted is the threats. These are all threats. Regulations are all something which is not a proactive thing. These are reactive. Every time regulation is what? It's a reaction. Always. It's not just whether we'll fast, we'll slow. It is always a reaction. कुछ हो गया उसके बाद ही regulation आता है. So the way things are moving, I fully agree. So plagiarism and other thing is something which was there, but currently it is coming very swiftly. But the way things are moving, the age at which we are, things are really moving very fast. Even 10 seconds is a very, very long time. So I know, so these all are real threats. So we have to differentiate between real threats and unreal threats. So these are real threats that like news coming in, because it will become slowly very difficult for somebody to differentiate whether it is actual and whether it is non-actual, because the way it is so close to actual, accuracy will be 99.99999% accurate. Exactly same. So there will be those firms and other who are able to do that 0.00001% who are able to decipher. Those organizations will survive. I'm just giving an example, just reacting to that. And what will happen going forward, the things will be AI, as we said, AI is something which will now move very fast because it is learning on its own. A human will take time to react, but machine may not, because they have capacity, and capacity is increasing, because it is being said data is not just oil, data is also funnel for everything, because data is available everywhere. Technically it is infinite. So kahin pe bhi koi bhi data ho, somebody will be, so at least machine will be able to read it. You may take years to actually read something, but they will take seconds. So this is the basic difference. We should.
Sunil, tax and man and AI, nothing to worry or frightening, and why?
So Manoj, you have indicated to me the direction in which my answer should be.
Choice is yours, and with justification. And let's all get enlightened. Sunil has
I believe that may not be the scenario for a long time to come. Even today, as we speak, not just the government of India, but some other governments also know how many times you traveled here.
Yeah.
Your Google tagline shows where you were.
Yeah.
And that data, because now the server is supposed to be located in India, the server has to be in India, that data is available to the government. The government of India knows what you earned from which bank, which debenture, which property you purchased. We already have said that for March 24, March 23 also they are giving pre-populated returns with certain data.
Yes.
March 24 will be even more advanced. So there's no room to hide. Let us face it. Number one. Number two, when we speak of AI and the context of, say, GST, currently the government think tank is looking at whether the distributed ledger, and Rohit, if I am not giving the correct term, please feel free to correct me, whether the distributed ledger output should be subject to GST, and the question that is bugging them is, what should be the value attributed to the service that the distributed ledger is giving? It is not on whether we should levy GST or not.
Correct.
So, and if I step back, when in 2008 India was representing itself as a as an observer at the OECD on taxation. They said location of server will also constitute a permanent establishment. And many of the Western nations, 43 of them, all of them thought, what is this country? It's invited as an observer and they're giving this. And today, the same nations, places like UK, European nations, they want to treat location of server as the permanent establishment for taxing. So I would not be surprised that some of the things that happen in AI will be subject to GST, subject to tax in a different manner from what we have learned over the years. And maybe jobs like mine will get eliminated. I don't know about investment bankers.
Will it?
Absolutely true. Today,
That's it. It's possible.
it is absolutely possible.
So litigation, how litigations can
There are ChatGPT will change the litigation area also.
Because we have seen in the faceless assessment still assessee as an option to request for appearance and all.
Yeah.
I keep asking because
But those are, it's a very large industry tax. This is a small part of it. Significant but small. But it was a very honest reply. So, yes.
One point I would like to add is, with new technology come new problems, right? So even if AI is improving that technology, it will come up with new problems. And once you figure out the solution to that, that will be the end game. So historically in the last 20, 30 years, right? You had, just for example, the plagiarism point which you mentioned, right? Right now, there are already technologies in place who are doing the plagiarism checking even at a much more efficient level. So human plagiarism is out of question, but we'll have machine tools and we'll need technical developers to build that thing. So employment will be created through that. Same way in accounting or even for trading technologies, right? The basic things might be eliminated. That will create two new problems, and then you will need to upskill yourself to the newer skills which are required, and that will create new opportunities. So technology will never eliminate jobs. It will only create new problems which require newer solutions. That's how it will evolve.
I kind of see your perspective, and let me make a confession. When 10 years ago, a college friend of mine said that his daughter was interested in 3D printing. What do 3D printing do? He said, you can build aircraft 3D printing. I said, what are you joking, Ravi? His name is Ravi. Ravi, what are you joking? Aircraft. And then I read, he said, look up on the net. And I was amazed. And then I also did further research, and I realized that the 2004 film I, Robo, where it talks of how robots recreate themselves and develop emotional intelligence also. That 2004 film is based on a 1950 December published book. So somebody thought of this when he started writing. It was before 1950. But it has taken 70 years to come to where we are.
Dreams to reality. Not dreams and imagination.
Imagination to reality.
To reality.
It will be painless. There will be pain as we evolve. But I am reasonably certain that jobs of tax will get either fully eliminated or be minimal. That there will be minimized litigation. Yogesh, I'm sorry to say, litigation is because humans think they are better than, or humans on the corporate side think they are better than the humans on the government side. But today when I look at the technology that the government side deploys versus whatever the best of corporates deploys on its side, government technology is far more superior, without exception. And I've been fortunate that I've been involved with some of the government committees which actually work on these initiatives. So it is mind-boggling.
My perspective is that as the time will pass, the number of returns filed will go on from 6 crore to 12, 30 crores. The number of seizures happening will go in 4-fold. The number of kind of impounding of books will go in 10-fold. So that is what I think. Because the more people come into it, because we are a kind of startup economy, probably the number of limited companies.
Frightening. That's what I said. Nothing to worry or frightening. Particularly when he said such seizures and raids,
Already be there with
so many times.
Yeah.
Possibly compliance. Possibly compliance will improve so much. The seizures and raids won't multiply.
No, there is ongoing debate. My reaction to Sunilji was there are actually, these are threats. I agree. These are threats, but there are opportunities also. So it will be survival for those who are sharp enough. See, I agree. Now things are changing. things are now we don't have like railway reservation. Also, people used to have agents and other things. Those are getting eliminated. So if you are agent, so middleman is already gone. Google has already shown. Jahan middleman hai, they attack that. So middleman, if we feel tax consultants are middlemen, that will go. But if you see, they are actually a sharper brain. So then they will obviously survive. That is my short answer to that.
Not only survive, they'll thrive.
Thrive.
Thrive. Yeah, middlemen, they will think of innovative ways to be middlemen.
So like one of the chat I just attended one seminar, so where one person has given me a demo of chat GPT on the legal concept. So the same question which everyone has been like, it cannot use the technical guidance or whether technical is required, because when human brain is required. Then we cannot replace.
We'll go faster. We'll have chat GTP and other things.
Like these are the 4 agreements. In these 4 agreements, there are some issues. These are 700 pages. Sorry, 900
things.
But no interaction.
And we had just given it to the to find out like, what are the differences in those 4 agreements and what is the legal issue. Within 28 seconds, we had told it. And that was accurate. Within 28 seconds.
So this is all mechanical work which the
only thing is that like the chat GPT can only identify basis of database. If something
we will come to chat GPT. Acha, Mayur, we'll come to that. Before that, we have a lots of content from a lady. Actually, good you said that. I wanted a lady to speak.
Yeah, so I think I read about this experiment in 2016 which UK Financial Conduct Authority had done. What they had done that company rules and these other legislations which come, they put that in a code. So they had taken out the middlemen for interpretation purposes. Those codes directly went to the company. So when we talk about litigations, I think it would increase our efficiency. For छोटे-छोटे matters के लिए litigation नहीं होगा ना फिर. ये सब जो company rules आ रहे हैं, इसमें क्यों litigation करना?
Good, that's a positive point from tax angle. I wanted to think where your thinking had and later come out in the open house on AI and road transport industry and later and commercial vehicle.
I'll just add one thing. I think Bill Gates, he always puts on Instagram his story. If he's reading a new book or a new technology, he had put out self-driving cars and he had given 5 levels. And the conclusion was that AI can actually change the design of a car. We think of cars as a driver and the driver going around. But if there's AI, there's no need for a car or for the driver. The design of the car can also change. The whole person.
It will, obviously.
So there is an Indian company called Tata Elxsi which is helping on in that. And driverless cars, we professionals are experts in risk management. So there is a high level of risk management on this. And Manali, crisply, then you come on to blockchain. IFRS, can it totally be automated with so much use of AFRS? With so much use of all the formulas, financial reporting, can it come and with the use of additional use of AI also?
The quantitative aspects, yes. Like we are already using some of it. Like when it comes to ECL models or in financial instruments, there are a lot of things which can be automated. In this, started being used, and even like investors, where you want to do the variance analysis, etc., all those kind of things, it is already in place.
So much more opportunities.
Yeah.
Santosh, she talked about models and from industry point of view, very briefly. There's a lot. We are going to come to ChatGPT also. We are going to come to M&A also. What is ground reality you foresee ahead?
So, Manoj, the way you put it, I think next few years, whether it's audit, whether it's financial reporting, whether it's reporting to stock exchanges, the way technology will take over, I don't have any doubts in my mind that in next 10 years, if not earlier, statutory audit profession will become it.
Okay.
Not just in India.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, yes.
In fact, in the US, there's this startup company which has developed a artificial intelligence-based audit program. all of not a big 4, not even a big 20 for that matter, which provides assurance which is much better than what humans, in any organization, it's humans who do it, right? It's some technology developed by humans. And at 1/10 the cost, the average cost for a listed company and NYSE. So for 1/10 the cost, you're getting maybe twice or thrice as much as the assurance. So obviously it's still at nascent stage,
But is it assurance or a black hole?
So it is a good level of assurance, right? So financial reporting will always have some judgmental aspects. Now, if AI today, as Rohit ji said, the AI can write scripts, for a song or a movie.
No, we are talking about business.
He was talking about poems.
Yes.
Correct.
These are creative fields which we always used to think is human domain. It's not something which, artificial intelligence or machines can do. But this is where we are. So then for auditing or financial reporting or ECF में क्या है?
No, I'm talking about where there's a high value per hour rate related to our profession. Per hour rate, high value. Intelligence. No, intelligence is supposed to replace high per hour rate. Not a $10, $20 per hour. $200, $300.
I think AI can work for money laundering. So I remember reading this book where the
Book is okay. We'll see. Okay. But these are important points you are raising. It can work for...
Yes.
In certain models, they are already.
But you made an interesting point in money laundering.
I think why? Because the cost of actually this whole infrastructure of KYC, how much result is it coming out? How much convictions or how much money laundering actually we are finding out? Because at the end of the day, the person who is looking at these transactions, if he's just missing a highlighter to try to find trends as opposed to AI to find those trends and find where those
So it makes the job much easier for the regulator. We know the challenges regulator is facing, which is in public domain now. So that will become much easier.
In money laundering, definitely for sure.
It's all money laundering, related parties, unrelated parties, offshore transactions. Some countries giving information, some not giving, right? So good. Next,
So
move on
Manoj, if I
fast.
can just quickly summarize what
Yes.
Santoshi very clearly said. I also agree on quite a few points. But we have to overall, be it money laundering, be it audit, be it everything, because things are changing. So AI will take its own course, but we have to understand which is a mediation work will always be in struggle. But all informative or maybe value add work, a very important topic, although I wanted to discuss this in chat GPT, but very important thing which has come out, which I want to mention here only. There are, if we differentiate into job, one is blue collar job, one is white collar job, and one is a very architect kind of, or maybe a painter, a creative kind of. These are three segments. So till now, till recently, people used to say all repetitive work, blue collar job will be taken over by AI. You agree? Even to some extent, even a white collar job will be, but creative job will always remain safe. But now currently in this current scenario, it's as recent as that, it's totally it is upside down. The most creative jobs which will find is now been, so it's a disruption. Nobody will, these all answers are we are only discussing, we have very limited understanding the way things are moving. I'm giving you a reality. It has become totally the most creative job, maybe a painter's job or a thinker's job or writer's, as you very rightly said. Yogesh just now, a poem and other thing, which is actually a creative. Somebody is writing a poem. But now information is available and machine is becoming so sharp, they'll be able to pick up. And this is, I said it is only a 9-year, 10-year-old child only. It's a 10-year. When he becomes a grown-up with full intelligence, what it can do. That is what the analogy I want to bring to this table. So this is, Manoj, is very important. What we are thinking may not be true. What you are saying...
No, it will happen. It will come true. What we said now, he mentioned what was written 40, 50 years back. That was just a dream. People see the dream and they try to implement it, and really it happens. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. So I just wanted to highlight this.
Let's go to the next stage. It's a series. We have had several sessions on digital transformation ever since digital started. And this will keep on continuing. This is just to see the culture of this roundtable thing. What type of participation. That's why I said nobody can replicate it.
So I'll not try to go to blockchain. I'll quickly start because I'll not be able to, Manoj, I'll not be able to justify running it very quickly, but I'll give a broad overview and material is already available. So you can always read this. So anyway, very crisply, I'll just try to, whether I am so expert to do it so briefly, but I'll just try to do justice whatever I'll be able to do. So blockchain is actually we all know it's a distributed ledger technology where things are not really. So most important thing here is it is traceable and it is irreversible. That is what is creating really, because you cannot copy it, you cannot change it. Therefore, it is becoming very important in this current world. So, as I said, the blockchain technology is a distributed digital database that doesn't require a third-party assurance. So that is where the audit and other things will actually be questioned. And the records are immutable. You cannot change it. So it started, this technology, we all are aware, it started with cryptocurrency. It is a Bitcoin, but it has moved much way ahead from the normal cryptocurrency. Crypto has given impetus to blockchain technology, but all cryptocurrencies now rely on blockchain technology. So very quickly to understand, although what exactly is blockchain? Blockchain is through a hash. So hash is actually connected with a chain. That is, a hash becomes a previous hash, then it becomes a previous hash, and then so this is how it connected. The currently what we have connected with hash becomes hash, and that is again linked to this. So if you see 1Z8F will become a previous hash in this, and this is how the chain will get connected, and this is how the transactions will take place. This is the technology, and this is where things will move forward. One more important portion we need to understand, because everybody says blockchain aa gaya to everything is changed, but things will take time. Industry, unless and until money flows into this, there's a use case. Jab tak use case nahi aata, theoretically I may talk, unless until you started using, a trader starts using or a business starts using it, there will be no use case. It will take time to evolve. So I am referring to the HBR article, which was very good. It's I think a very acclaimed article where I've just taken this. So this is, you should compare this with the internet technology. Internet took actually the transmission control protocol or internet protocol. It took 30 years. It started with a private, it started with a military who started it privately in 1972. Then it was localized, few IBMs and other were using as a local storage, and then www came. Now currently, you know, the technology, internet is so disruptive ki half of world's, in fact most of the world's valuable companies are using internet. So this is how things will change. Blockchain also will go through those phases. Many things are happening, everybody is putting money on this. Slowly use cases will come, things will change. So actually this is a very important portion for chartered accountants. So actually this blockchain technology is also envisioned as accounting technology and holds great value in terms of, because transfer of ownership, accuracy of financial information, cost efficiency is something that, because it's a chain, once you do a transaction, that is immutable, that is available. So those all records and other things. So there is actually a proper sequence of layer, which is, so it gives a proper ownership, who's owner, whether it is accurate, whether it is cost efficient. Although cost efficiency is currently a question, because the way it is distributed technology, there are too many servers that will be required. But over a period of time with use cases, this will become very relevant. So this will be used in CFOs or accountants office by way of budgeting, forecasting, intercompany reconciliation, audit, vendor management, and even the voting and other things, shareholders voting in AGMs and board meeting, this can be used. So I am skipping this with your permission. This is all the blockchain technology can be used in India's public digital public infrastructure, that is Aadhaar, UPI. We already have a GSTN network, and the PMJY, the So these all things will be really can be used very effectively through blockchain. The plan is, this is again a very important thing. This is a Indian blockchain connector will help in, we already have an identity layer in terms of Aadhaar, we already have a UPI. On that, if we have a blockchain layer, so that will help in by way of maybe crypto, we'll widen our base so that a digital identity also can be created and financial transactions can also go very smoothly. This is already a lot of work is going on. Niti Aayog is also working. If you refer to the Niti Aayog website and other thing, you will see how India deep tech layer will help. So these are the applications in national interest. There are quite a few things are happening. The transfer of land records is already started in Karnataka. In Maharashtra, it is going in a very big way. Slowly over a period of time, we will see all land records will get on a blockchain network. Things will be so. Those all, although this will take time, there are quite a few problems in using this. But it can be used for various things, including the e-voting, agriculture, supply chain, health, Internet of Things. Even we are now using, there are use cases for chit fund companies and microfinance also. These can be used. So as blockchain cost will get reduced, everybody will start accepting it. I will skip on this slide. We don't have time because this because the topic is quite elaborate. But here only I would like to just quickly summarizing this. This is the slide on Web3. So Web 1 was actually website was only readable. The currently what we are using is not just readable, but user can create it. So previously it was like a Wikipedia. Currently you can take example of maybe Instagram, Facebook. This is the current website. What Web3 is not just readable, creatable, but it will be in user's own control. So this is again evolving. There is Web3, Web4. There are quite a few changes that is happening. There are semantic web that enables. Currently we use HTTP as a platform where each and every word is to be read, and then now a whole web page can be through semantic webs. Things will change. So there is an analogy if I see. So when we see there is a free website 2.0 I am talking about. So technically nothing is free. So if you don't pay for a product, so then what is that? Then you are a product. That is what is the thumb rule. If you say it is free of cost, like what Google, Facebook is doing, so I don't pay for this product, but then you yourself are a product, because all social media sites are using this as free of cost. They earn money through you because you are a product. So therefore the privacy laws, everything are coming in to protect the privacy. But I don't know how effectively things will, this is a debatable topic. That's the reason I said we'll skip that. I will only highlight to the Twitter founder sarcastically saying, you even Web3, you means users don't own Web3. Venture capitalists do. So 3 may also be, we may not, although we are thinking Web3 or Web4 will be in control of individual, where individual will decide what data, what all things, but still it is evolving, we don't know. Currently the privacy laws and other things will still are evolving and things may take time. So I'm not getting into this. Quickly, if everybody agrees, I'll go through the chat GTP because I'm trying to skip. Chat GPT is something which everybody at least might have read or heard. This is something. So we know.
And we already discussed practical issues. Whether the tax consultant can be replaced, the wealth manager can be replaced, the fund manager. Actually, that's how the core things come out.
Correct.
Is that.
So very basic, when people start asking a general question, what is chat GPT? So chat GPT is an artificial intelligence. It's a chatbot. And it is, we have all heard, it is developed by OpenAI. So now, being a AI chatbot, what is exactly GPT? So GPT is actually large language module, which you might have read. So these are also what chat GPT is actually. In chat GPT, GPT is generative pre-trained transformer. So that is a type of large language module on which Chat GPT works. So GPT is actually brain behind it, and Chat GPT is basically. So there are various versions you may be reading. This is for academic interest. There is GPT-1, GPT-2, GPT-3. Currently we are in GPT-4 and there is a evolving GPT-5. So what is the basic difference? GPT-1, 2, 3 are only basically, these are based on size. But the difference between GPT-3 and GPT-4 is it was unimodal and now it is multimodal. That means you can always now not just it handles data, it also handles images and other thing. It's a meta world also can be used. So therefore it will be disruptive. So Chat GPT 4 is basically I think a paid version. But if you see, just to give input, if you go through this slide, it says there is an actual GPT input. So the input says Andrew is free from 11 to 3. John is free from 2 to 3, and then from 3 to from noon to 2, and then from 3 to 5. Hannah is available from there's a blog is given the various timelines who is available when. So Chat GPT very quickly gives you output who is available when and when should the meeting be scheduled. This seems but this is very complicated algorithm which Chat GPT can do. So this is what the testing phase is. So I'm part of one group where these are basically the technical inputs. The technical people know it is very difficult to get this kind of information on this. So this is giving you an information through OpenAI what can be done. These are all interpretative, logical thinking. So logical thinking also can become very easy in this. This is actually, I tried to, when Manoj sir said that these are our actual GPT inputs. So when it was asked how driverless cars will impact real estate, so this is the answer we got. So it says it has differentiated between US and a developing world like India. So it has given the pros and cons. I'll not get into this, but I would request everybody to read. It's a very interesting insight automatically coming through Chat GPT. Yesterday, Manoj, you discussed you should also see there are quite a few people who are opposing it. Chat GPT is nothing. It's only it actually is only a buzzword. It may not. So I've just highlighted actually it has come in Outlook how and it responds. But all these things are not. This is actually come in paper. This is Outlook. This is what I extracted yesterday after talking to Manoj sir. So what it says ki Chat GPT is severely limited in its working. Its response gives a cutoff of 2021, so it doesn't give the recent information. So actually this is true that Chat GPT is not a search engine. Its knowledge is mainly limited to database it is trained on. So limitation of Chat GPT is cannot be personalized like Google and Instagram. Google is because it's a search engine. Chat GPT is not a search engine. Actually, it's a predictive text technology. But this is actually evolving. Although it is predictive text technology, it doesn't look for the exact answer. It is actually guesses the answer. Technically, if you ask me, so what is this GPT? The generative pre-trained transformers, they actually predict and do that. That is how. But it will become over a period of time so powerful that they will actually find quite a few answers as accurately as possible. Things will evolve, and now with Chat GPT 4 and beyond, they will start doing more than just the text. They'll be able to do more layout. So things are going to change on this. So in India also there are few applications that is already we are working because currently Chat GPT predominantly is English. The database is English. Unless and until we have our own Chat GPT, so India also is working on. So there are a few use cases. I think incidentally while reading, I also saw this article coming in Times of India few days back. So there's a project Bhashini coming in where multi-language, there's a portal where a crowd source large database, people are contributing their own language, that is coming in a pool and that is building. So this work is because we need to win, because knowledge is not just a language, knowledge cannot be with language barrier. So unless and until we adopt it, so ChatGPT will evolve with this use cases on LLM. This will, so use cases for ChatGPT will include the contract management, even in companies. So it will, companies can use ChatGPT for various training, transforming. There are multiple use cases for ChatGPT. It will give efficiency to the coders. What we'll see, coders need not have a low code, no code. हम लोग अभी भी सुनते हैं कि this is a low code, no code platform. So basically, what is low code, no code platform? Unless and until integrated, so that helps. You need not learn and you need not type what we used to do. Automatically, things are available and there is a pilot run. So you start from next level itself. You need not learn. So this is how things will. I don't know how much time we have. I'll skip this. This is the Elon Musk giving a brief on what is AI for Tesla. So in very short, what he's saying is there are stages. AI actually selects the memory base which is recent, based on recency, and then importance. Because eating food may be mundane, so it has to be given a different importance. So based on importance they do, and then it is how focused. So this is how AI is developed. So there are multiple use cases in India. Maybe EVA chatbot that HDFC Bank is using, or there are the SBI Intelligent Assistant SIA. ATMs are using this technology. This will again, these are AI technologies. Mobile banking is integrated with AI assistance so that a personalized and wealth management services can be given. That is what Mayur also was indicating, ki we'll have wealth management and other things on the robots, the way things will be robo advisory and other things. So these are all part of, so in mobile banking itself, because mobile is actually a database of customer. Mobile banking for you are your custodian, your bank account, everything you do it. So there also if there is integration, so that is a, so this is disruption will happen. CBDC is actually on a blockchain technology, it is also using. So the India's now the central bank digital currency that is launched by RBI specifically, it has launched a retail and wholesale segment. So this also is on blockchain. Ripple, you might have heard, it's a blockchain technology company. It has come in India in I think 2017, and this has been used by quite a few banks.
But RBI has not yet come, no, Rohit? RBI digital currency?
It has come. We had a special session on it, on implementation.
CBDC is already there. So ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank.
Yes.
It's in pilot phase.
Achha, pilot.
I have an app. I'm using it.
Yes, several banks have been authorized.
So you can actually.
We had a series of sessions on digital. Yeah.
So CBDC is a full way trying to have it. It reduces cost, but what is there for general users is a question mark. So therefore, we don't know what will be the future.
So GPay and all those will get eliminated.
No, nothing will get. It will survive. So how will CBDC survive? That's the question.
When you are scanning it, you can see from your digital currency.
Correct. So government के लिए फायदा ये है उनकी cost reduce होगी. General public के लिए क्या फायदा है ये अभी पता नहीं है. Therefore use case we are doubtful. Although this is a recorded session, I cannot go overboard on that.
Blockchain जो होता है ना, मतलब how practically it works. जैसे मेरे को आपको से 200 rupees देने थे.
212.50 पैसे suppose.
हाँ समझो. I'm giving a broad example. So I will transfer से 500 rupees. तो वो block distribute हो जाएगा. वो ब्लॉक का 200 आपके इसमें आ जाएगा और वो ब्लॉक का 300 मेरे पास आ जाएगा. फिर मेरे को उसमें से अगर इनको वापस 50 रुपीस देना है ना, सो अगेन दैट ब्लॉक विल गेट डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड. 300 में से 50 इनको जाएगा डिस्ट्रीब्यूट, और सो इट विल अगेन बी यूनिक. तो इट विल कीप ऑन डिवाइडिंग.
You can purchase in denomination. 1 रुपए से लेके even 50 पैसे का भी है. 1 rupee. So you said that 25 पैसे, that may not be because these are minimum denomination. As you said on a blockchain, so you'll have, तो आप अपना करेंसी खरीद सकते हैं ना, जैसे आप
बोला. So it can be in rupee and पैसे also. But I think उसमें कुछ
50 पैसा है. I have CBDC app.
Even I'm using.
हाँ. So I'll show it to you. तो उसमें आप पैसा जैसे आप वॉलेट में पैसा खरीदते हो ना तो मोबाइल पर यू विल बी एबल टू कीप इट सो यू कैन हैव 2000 अभी तक 2000 शायद 2000 नहीं है आई डोंट रिमेंबर इनिशियली
So we eliminate the paper currency.
200
You don't eliminate. It's a additional option available.
It's a parallel.
Paper currency will always remain as long as human beings are alive. And the keeping the notes below the mattress is always safer because you can't rely on any even the top international bank.
So that is what. But if you ask regulators, so they want it to be eliminated over a period of next 50-20 years, but that will not happen.
Actually, this is what I want
Manoj bhai really said. So this will not. Although aspiration yahi hai ki it should be, all should be digital. Nothing should be available. We should stop printing. But that may not happen.
No, but that was never the aspiration. It's a matter of 1%, 2%, 3%.
No, but government when they form, they actually want this to be reduced and slowly.
Reduce. They don't want replacement.
Replacement.
नहीं तो government कैसा आएगा भाई? You need to have multiple options available with the citizens, no?
But I think Manoj, AI के कारण इंडिया को फायदा हुआ है कि
India will multiply maximum brain power, soft power. So jobs will go in away in other countries.
Yeah.
Here more jobs will come.
What has happened? AIS के कारण lot of data is come.
Hello.
Mullaji is waiting here.
Lot of data is come.
Anupam is suggesting let Vijay Mullaji start.
Yeah.
Santosh is a part of what Vijay Mullaji will start. Yes. Yeah. Are you ready?
Sir, आप start कीजिए while just.
अच्छा, Anupam, a few words about Vijay Mullaji, senior most member of the Roundtable group.
Partner in Damari and Shah since 2008. He was previously a partner in Tata and Associates. He also worked briefly in companies like Procter & Gamble and Eminent Panel India, where he worked as a manager. He's a regular contributor in chat room in Economic Times. It's a very important product. He was a vice president in Matunga Gymkhana from 2012 to 2008. His articles regularly appear in Economic Times.
Now, I'll mention Vijay Mullaji will set the ball rolling in his own style, inimitable style as he does. But we have planned very clearly, we mentioned about mergers, demergers, right, in the thing. And at the back of our mind, we said latest developments. So we always cover latest developments and with a deeper dive. And there are many other sessions, seminars, on M&A. We have seen they give very, very low value. People come, give presentations and they go. Basically, it's a kind of promotion, but the real core issues of companies are not discussed. And we will see, and we have formed a team. Vijay Mullaji will set the ball rolling. He has studied a few companies. On that, value addition would be done, Santosh Malak, Satnam Singh, and I would also contribute specifically, and anybody else related to that can give inputs. And we thought about 4 mergers, 6 mergers. Somebody said 1 more, 7 is there. I said we will cover all, and deep dive practical issues will come out. Most of you always know about mergers and acquisitions, but these are the real life stories we will do. In fact, we have gone so much deep. Yesterday I had a 4 hours meeting with one of the topmost company, 40,000 crore merger. 4 hours discussion, and I spoke physical meeting. 40,000 crore merger, which in fact one of the panelists would do. And I had so deep knowledge on which one can speak for 4 days in a live use case. Now, Vijay Mullaji.
How much time do we have for this?
You had suggested to total 45 minutes for M&A session.
Sorry?
45 minutes for M&A session.
Yeah.
So maybe start, I think, first 10 minutes you can do in your own way, and then we will all contribute.
No, immediately we can have interactive session.
Yes, we'll do.
We will first take up Z-Sony merger. We all know that yesterday only NCLT-80 has remitted the case back to NCLT.
Yes.
The thing to be noted here is that Z and Sony had signed definitive agreement way back in December 21. Today we are in May 23. So this is the kind of delay that is taking place because of regulatory hurdles and legal proceedings. And what at macro level we must understand is that these kind of delays does...
Chart, Z. Chart. Can you connect? It comes on the screen, if possible. Yes. Continue.
Yeah, these kind of delay, procedural, legal, regulatory delays does come in way of economic growth. We are talking in terms of 3-5 trillion economy, but if we don't reduce these delays, it will not be possible for us to reach that goal. This is at macro level. All these finer points are easy to understand, but we must understand the implications of this kind of delay. Then the most important point in case of Zee Sony is that whether NCLT has any jurisdiction over non-compete fees. Because they have questioned the non-compete fees of how much? 1,100 crores, which is to be paid to SL Group promoters. So we don't know whether who has jurisdiction over this non-competitive fees. If anybody can throw any light on that.
Was that non-compete fees accounted in the books?
Sorry?
Was that non-compete fee?
No.
Not recorded.
Continue. You
okay.
Finish any other points.
Okay. Then another important point is I am taking up only salient features.
Yeah, you take on Z, then we will.
I am taking only salient features.
Yeah.
Not detailed.
No, these are very important points you have raised. Yes.
See, the promoter of Z is SL Group. SL Group's one of the entity, Sirpur Gold Refinery. The SEBI has accused Sirpur Refinery promoters of using the assets of the company for personal use. But then Sirpur Refinery doesn't directly come into the picture of Zee Sony merger. It's just one of the entity of SL Group. And SL Group is promoter of Z, which is getting merged with Sony. So how far it is correct for SEBI to or NCLT to take up this issue?
On Z only, huh? Z is only merger.
I'm talking.
Yeah.
Post merger, it will become $10 billion media giant with 70 TV channels, and it's likely to surpass Star Disney.
Okay.
After good execution, it's likely to surpass Star Disney. Then again, in case of merger, or in case of demerger, the opponents of this demerger, they have to, before opposing that, they have to prove how it is prejudicial to their interest. If it is not prejudicial to their interest, it cannot be opposed. They have already, IDBI Bank's insolvency plea against Z has been dismissed. And it has already settled, IndusInd Bank liabilities, they have already settled. So to what extent, it's a concept, to what extent it's prejudicial. So this is the main issues, and after proposed shareholding, after merger would be Sony Pictures will hold 50.86%, Z Founders will hold 3.99%, and public and others 45.15%. That will be the composition of shareholding after the merger. The most astonishing part is that NCLT has said that NCLT has not followed the principle of natural justice. So if at NCLT doesn't follow the principle of natural justice, then all effort and all proceedings are waste. If at NCLT level, principles of natural justice, which is the basic thing in any legal proceedings, even basic level legal proceedings of natural justice are important. If that is not taken into account, and that is being said by NCLT 80, so it's surprising how such things happen. I for one don't have direct and deep experience into it, but reading through this, one finds it difficult to comprehend. So that is all regarding it.
Great. In fact, it is excellent. So many points it came out. You know, it's not one. There are 6 or 7 points which came out on this. One is delay of about more than 1.5 years. There is a binding agreement with Sony, and before that was
definitive agreement.
Yeah, it's a binding agreement, and this was signed in December 21, and the negotiation started much more since many years, and then also failure of natural justice. NCLT just decided a couple of days back. And another point which came out is you're talking about 50+ % up to coming to, majority stake. Over $1 billion of FDI is delayed. When you talk about, we want FDI, but what is happening on the ground reality? International finance changes. Today you make a commitment and after 15 days, 1 month, 2 months, you may not have the money to do. It is really good. Sony said in an international conference few days ago, last week, that we are going to do this merger. It will be completed in the first half of the year. And tomorrow, what if Sony had changed priority or acquired a large media entertainment company in some other country or in the same country? They have options open. So what is happening on FDI and this kind of delays when you said the shareholders have approved?
Yeah,
all the creditors have approved, and in spite of that, this is a total, it's shocking delay. Either you tell your partner Sony that it will take not 1 year, it will take 1.5 years, 2 years. Competition Commission has approved more than a year ago. They said you divest that division, so you can't have combined market share. They have done that also. And today you want to cancel that merger or throw spanner in the works. But then what happens? Why did they sell the division? Acha, now, Santosh, any financial reporting issues? Valuations? I'll add something on that.
Come to financial reporting issues.
Z and Sony both. Whatever perspective knowledge you will have.
I think Vijay captured very. But Manoj, I must say that I am not shocked. You said it's very surprising and I'm shocked and all that. I am not shocked at all. In India, whether it's a merger or a demerger, one has to look into the undercurrents, the background, who are the other stakeholders and all that. So I'll give you a case study. If a company wants to acquire another big, large retail company, okay, and some international retail chain is objecting to it. So it doesn't take over the company, it requests the store owner to renew the lease in favor of this new, this new company which is otherwise interested in acquiring this company.
This way is better,
so
but the chart should come
overnight, right? So the stock, etc. gets shifted overnight.
Let's see chart.
So if things have to really happen in India, it can happen in a couple of days' time. There have been instances, even in the recent past, where media houses get taken over by groups who otherwise did not have much of interest in media business. Coming to this merger or whatever, not yet a merger, but whatever, this instance, one has to look at the background. Now, SL Group was almost at the verge of default.
Not verge, SL Group defaulted in many of the companies. Yes.
So
while Z is a debt-free company.
No, sorry to interrupt, but that's why Z is always trying to hoist the flag that we are debt-free. But as soon as the merger has declared, 100 people have came with their claim. Boss, you gave guarantee to CT Networks, you gave guarantee to this company, you gave guarantee to that company. So giving a guarantee of the books and still you are saying that you are debt free is technically not a debt free. Let me complete this because what has happened? I have two kind of serious issues that how we approach the M&As which are happening on the face of it. Like you said, you got shocked. Even I am not shocked. Because a company like Z is
no, I said it from the angle of the partner who is contributing more than $1 billion, and when they know a timeline of 6 months to 1 year.
The person who's creating the stumbling block is more powerful.
He's trying to show that I am doing it for India. India will get FDI.
Who is trying to create a stumbling blocks? Is it business rivals?
No. It's not business rivals.
No, who is trying to create stumbling blocks?
Yogesh, NCLT has not given sufficient opportunity to Z of being heard. So now, at least opportunity should have been given.
I'll explain you the entire chronology. I keep speaking because he used to talk to me on that case. It was a 90 crore loan, and the same was equivalent case was with IDBI Bank. I'm giving them the media now. Let's come back to the basics first. That two big companies, whatever, irrespective of their size, they can just declare the merger without considering the dues. So even if something is not on your books, you are giving a guarantee, a corporate guarantee for some other company's loan. Can you still say yourself that nothing is on my books? You cannot say, first thing. Second thing, a bank is coming into picture, and NBFC is coming into picture, literally giving a dhamki, literally giving that I will kind of remove your board. They are appearing to the NCLT, but they are appearing for that insolvency case. Insolvency case is getting admitted till that day. What they were doing, they are supposed to understand that the bank is going to, or NBFC is going to trigger the corporate guarantee. So the corporate guarantee has triggered, the case has got accepted, then they went into appellate tribunal. And second most important thing, whether giving an opportunity of before
being heard
an account as a fraud itself is getting challenged. You take last week's Economic Times, you will find 3 out of 5 days this news has come. That whether Supreme Court or whether any legislature should give an opportunity to borrower before declaring his account as a fraud. So the principle of natural justice. Yeah. So principle of natural justice.
This is not just insolvency issue. This is merger issue.
Yes.
When merger issue is being heard, Z should have been given opportunity of being heard.
But sir, that's the problem. Even IBC,
they don't appear.
They don't appear.
So it's equally bad in that case.
Yes. It's a most of the scams happen there.
And how the cases got ended.
Luckily, NCLT took the right decision in just a few days.
So sir, let me complete that. The banks and NBFC have then withdrawn the cases because they have done the settlement.
Yeah, it's settlement.
What it means that CT Networks or XYZ of a subsidiary of a Z Limited finally has said we will give the payment. Let's withdraw the case. So nobody will give the payment if it's not a due. So who has created the hurdle? You are sitting back on the dues of the bank and NBFC, thinking that both of them are debt free and let's absolve the debt. So it is not going to happen in India. Irrespective of a small or large bank or NBFC or even a small corporate creditor or even it can be an operational creditor. I can even say that tomorrow, if at all a CT Networks or any XYZ company comes up with dues of its employees, I think they should.
Those are totally separate, irrelevant companies. Totally. Here we are talking about a large listed company where a foreign partner is coming and one second. No, there is no. If they want to write off, let them write off. If they want to provide, let them provide. But here, the BSE has approved, NSE has approved, SEBI has approved. These are detailed case studies. One second. You should know the process. You should know the process. BSE has approved. They have taken 2 months for approval. They have raised many questions, including on this non-compete fees. What is non-compete fees? This is in public domain. They asked lots of questions. What is the non-compete fees? Non-compete fees have been paid off in a similar way in 40 different companies. This is being argued in NCLT. 40 different companies, non-compete fees has been paid and BSE has raised questions for over 2 months. They have all the information. NSE has approved, Competition Commission of India has approved, and conditional approval, conditions have been complied with.
Yes.
And here, whatever has to happen, when NCLT was created, what did the government say? Earlier, High Court was authority. In High Court, this merger would have been approved in 6 months' time. Here, NCLT, the way it is being managed, one hearing, second hearing. What is
there are statistics in IBC cases that it takes much more than the 90-day period.
Yes. 60, 90, yeah. So, to what extent it should go? They said 180 days for that is for IBC. But this is a merger of a top company, a leading company, and we are setting standards, examples to the world. Come to us here. Come and invest in India. And we are telling where money, and this is among the top 5 economies. A large multinational giant.
Certain target companies also think of that they are going to merge, they should clean their books, they should pay their dues.
Correct. So in the books, what is not
One minute, Yogesh.
What is not clean? Santosh, I was coming to you on financial.
Manoj, one second. Yesterday's hearing, NCLT, it is said they are not going into merits of the case.
Yes.
In principle,
he remarked that they was not. No, they are not. They are not going. They have not gone into merits of the case. They have just said that Z was not given opportunity of being heard. So we are remitting back to.
Yes.
That's the only procedure left with. Whenever principles of natural justice are not given, the matter gets remanded always.
Yes.
And the merits are never argued.
Yeah. Now we are coming to.
Merits are never not argued on principles of natural justice.
Coming to cleaning the books and clean books. These books. No, we are talking about cleaning the books and clean books. So I wanted to add something on that.
No, as far as this
company has gone through lots of transformation.
Then there was this big issue with respect to Invesco, which was the single largest shareholder.
Yes.
And it still remains. And
no, it doesn't still remain. They have divested even last month.
Last month they have moved out of Z.
Okay, I did not follow that.
They had over 17% stake.
Mr. Puneet Goenka.
18%, yeah.
So
less than 4% stake. Less than 4% stake.
So and then they had to, there were various Companies Act interpretation issues as to whether the board, the AGM can be held if the single largest shareholders object to it, and so they won that battle. Now with all this, I think it is so. Coming to your question on financial reporting, non-compete fees per se, it's not something unusual. So that's you said 40 companies.
In the recent past, there are hundreds of companies.
Correct.
Yes.
That's not something which is unusual.
That we accept. It may not be unusual, but it's not.
And it is approved by the Competition Commission of India.
No.
More than a year ago.
That's not the issue.
No,
if NCLT is looking.
1 second. First, you're talking about financial reporting issues.
Okay.
We are talking about cleaning the books because we have a lot of information, so everybody should know. Yes.
Mr. Mullaji raised a question whether NCLT has got a jurisdiction to get into the issue of non-compete fees. Non-compete fees, if it is recorded in the books, or even if it is not recorded in the books, the party can come with the claim, this is my claim. The claim has to be admitted by the IRP or the ERP. Only then the NCLT will get the jurisdiction to enter into the question of whether the NCLT and non-compete fees can be paid or not. If it's not paid, they will have a right to stall the proceeding.
On this non-compete fees, it's very clean matter. BSE has given approval after 2 months. One second. You should know the facts. First you know the facts, then only we can have discussion. After 2 months of thorough scrutiny and of the document, they are given, after BSE's approval, NSE has given, and then SEBI has given, and Competition Commission of India is coming. Now we are talking about cleaning the books.
Of Z.
Yes. And Z, quarter to quarter, earlier there was debt, but cash flows are there. So they have been paying off and having, in fact, a surplus cash for expansion into sports business. And that vertical was there. Z was among the pioneers in sports. So they wanted to go into that. And being a cash-rich company gives you high negotiating power. And it's one of the well-known even by the competitors as among the efficient company in content management. And they started over 30 years back. And they have been, in the last quarter also, which came a few days back, there have been write-offs.
Fundamentally, Z has been.
And Sony has done total thorough due diligence.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
And even other people had also done due diligence earlier, external as well as internal. They had done due diligence and 50%, 51% stake, and decision was also done once merger is approved within 3 months. It will be Sony managed, X number of people will be on the board, the CFO would be replaced. Head of compliance will be replaced. Even those deadlines are there because MNC, the way they operate very clearly, they want to have their own CFO, head of compliance. Others may remain. Then they will look at cost rationalization and synergies. This was also decided. Now what has happened, Yogesh mentioned about some settlements and all. They had done some provision, anticipation at the time of due diligence. X maximum amount so and so will be paid. Z. And as type on due diligence and based on notes accounts, because these are financial reporting issues are known. You talked about corporate guarantee. Company has given a corporate guarantee of so much, letter of comfort. Those all disclosures are there. And when you do due diligence, you make a certain assumptions. So much will be paid or so much can be paid later by the merged company.
Waiting for lender to go into NCLT, then I'll pay. That also adds up to the timeline of the entire.
No, true. That's what his anguish was. His anguish was more than 1.5 years. And
So there is further delay likely because next hearing is on June 16.
Yes.
So it's not going to be.
Possibly it will be approved.
It is not going to be decided.
It should be approved because all documents, everything is in place. All hearings have been concluded.
It may not be approved.
Hearings have been concluded, including, I'll say, important issues. IndusInd Bank was settled. IDBI was very clear. That argument is not valid. And JC Flower also, those documents are on record. In fact, Yes Bank has not objected. They had some small car loan. They had not objected. JC Flower wanted to do for his own thing, negotiating tactics and all that. But it may happen, as you said, June 16. As you said, it may not happen. If it not happens, what are the consequences? Also for the industry, FDI will get delayed and it's a matter of shame. After this episode of this large company, in this report which came a few months back, January, market collapsed, right? Yes, we talked about $100 billion scam. And every time the government is saying, we have to revive confidence of foreign investors. There was everyday selling. It is only last few days, last 2 weeks, FI have started investing. Some confidence has to come to very clearly, then you signal to the foreign investors, this is the way we operate. We don't want you. Books are open, books are clean. And this is the way Indian settlement thing. Otherwise, okay, when the first NCLT hearing starts, why then at that point you say you have the documents, why don't you pay 100% or 50% or 70% or wait for 3 months, wait for 6 months, have a definite agreement. Timeline is of the really essence of this. But the point is, our idea was...
It may prolong beyond June 16.
To when?
Beyond June 16.
To when?
Anybody's guess.
No, let's not guess. Let's make intelligent guesses.
See, where is the hearing? NCLT.
Yeah.
And there is appellate and the Supreme Court also.
After NCLT, remanded back to NCLT.
No, okay. NCLT it's gone back only for the purpose of remand, not being heard. No.
Yes.
They will be heard.
Yes.
The order may not be favorable to a party.
Yes.
Right. The party has a right to go to AAT.
Yes.
Then the Supreme Court.
Yes.
Where is the end of 16th June? So 16th June you need not wait for.
So how long it can take?
We do not know.
Estimate.
We do not know.
You have that knowledge of the courts, that's why.
Yeah, obviously. Therefore, इसीलिए तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि इसका कोई भरोसा नहीं है.
Okay.
And Supreme Court has said on the preamble of IBC, the time limit is directory, not mandatory. Not in one judgment, many judgments.
Good point. Yeah.
So in this case, there are many things beyond financial reporting.
Correct.
Some company want to take over.
Correct.
Some company wants to come in.
No, which points? We want to know those points.
Correct.
Which points? Which point you are referring to?
Sir, some business conglomerate want to take the company.
to some business?
PVR case happened when ICICI Ventures had the investment in PVR.
Right.
PVR came out with IPO to safeguard itself.
No, right. Right. No, we are talking about this case.
Yeah, he also is like that.
What is like that?
Some business group want to take this company.
Which business group?
Reliance.
At an earlier stage. They were negotiating with Sony, and they wanted. No, it's very clear. Let's speak so everybody knows the perspective. They wanted a majority stake.
So PVR also the Reliance Entertainment Company group wanted to take.
Fine. So whether everybody has a right to give a bid, he has a right to bid. He has a right to bid. So they bid it. It's a matter of negotiation. They wanted majority stake when they talked to Sony. Sony said we want majority stake because they have certain past experience. Now they are willing to put the money. He talked about 40,000 crores. Today, this company has got 8,000 crores revenue, 10,000 crore balance sheet.
Become 40,000.
Yeah. And then Sony's will come in together. And then on top of that, over 10,000 crores further invest more than $1 billion additional will come in. The day merger happens. Within a few days, Sony is going to write a check. Actually, it won't be check, it will be digital transfer, right? So, money will come in the company. Today, that company is called Sony Pictures, was renamed as Culver Max. Yes. And now merger will happen, and synergies have been identified. And when the merger happens, they are going to bring in money, and that money will help create lots of employment. It will help India to come on a bigger global stage, because this group has a lot of global subscribers. So just imagine the type of what more than $1 billion can do in a service industry.
Channels.
It can
70 channels.
Yes, combined. Yeah. So if
they have not monetized their database also, what they have actually.
They not monetize the
database.
Content they have.
But that would have been valuable.
It's a library. They are always monetizing it.
But they have not monetized.
Need not have been monetized. इसका valuation क्या होगा? तो merger के time price purchase consideration में decision.
Right. Now, yes. No, it's a good point you raised. I was waiting for that. That's why I asked you which business group. We know that, and we know also they wanted to have majority stake. So now the chart speaks everything. Mr. Satnam Singh?
Yeah.
Good. What's the period of the chart? Since when does it start?
See, I can show the way it's...
so long term, can you go last 10 years?
Yeah. This business is listed for long. How many years it's been listed? The chart is from...
it should be at least 2 years, because that's a period of this merger.
Chart from right from year 2000.
This is from 2000.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
what is the beginning period? Let's come to the let's make it steady, no?
See, it's beginning period is December.
No. The end is not correct. This candle.
Okay, hold on. You want the
chart, no? The line chart. And which shows yesterday's closing of 190 plus.
I'll show you the recent one, the one which is recent one, right? So that's this is the screen.
Yes. What is the starting period?
It's from March 23.
23?
Yeah.
No, we don't want March 23. We want at least 10 years, no? Or 5 years.
Sir, 10 years, 5 years. Hold on.
No, we said clearly minimum 2 years.
Hold on.
Right? When the merger announcement... well, the stock had gone to over 600 rupees.
This was
6%.
And even last year it had gone to 370.
So
it should be reflected here.
So it got...
no, what's the period now? 1 second. Let's first... What is the period of this chart before we discuss?
This chart is from July 18.
July 18, what is the price?
It was 553. 553.
In July 18? Great. And now closing is?
Now it is 190.
Right. And here we have the fluctuations.
I think that the deal got announced in August 21.
Right.
I guess. So that time it rose from 171 to 363. It went up to actually
370 plus.
Rakesh Jindal bought it.
Yes. Good. You are mentioning that. Yeah.
Coming down. If you see, and right now, actually, if you see, it's from demand zone is reversing, right? Which means that there is a demand at this level around 170, 180. You see this green candle, it reflects that whenever the stock comes around 180 type, there's a big demand for that stock, right? So the people start buying it. If you see yesterday's volumes, yesterday's volume, it is
डिमांड के टाइम पे कुछ न्यूज आया होगा ना
नहीं कल का देखिए कल के NCLT के बाद में there is 4.68 lakh shares which have been bought and sold, and see the candle which has been done yesterday. It's a big one.
What was yesterday's low?
Yesterday's low was 175.
Yes, and closing?
Closing at 190, 15 rupees.
This is what short covering happened, and why it went to that price, results. People expected it will be weak, so it went down, and then the flashes came, it is there, and then people actually felt, Santosh, I wanted to be in this, people actually felt it is not a remand. It is saying that objection which they said about BSE and NSE coming again, that NCLT cannot entertain that, so people felt abhi merger hoga. So then short covering started. Now new flow of events will start. Much more intelligent investments will happen. And when Invesco sold its last lot, it was sold at over 200, and marquee investors have bought. Marquee foreign investors. And when they sold earlier, who bought? ICICI Pru. They got 5% stake. IDBI. These are all government entities. Who owns IDBI? Who owns IDBI? LIC, right? Government. They have invested, their AMC, they have invested 3%, and they said we are ready to increase it to 5%. How it really operates.
So what price they have invested?
They have invested at 225 plus.
Okay.
Yes. IDBI AMC.
Okay.
3%.
Important.
Officially, and they said they are ready to increase it to 5%. So many. Acha, now, sir, I wanted to have your thing. Gentlemen, what's your name, sir? Huh? No, yours? Yeah. Rajesh? And which company you are with? Firm name? Okay, fine. Do you expect an open offer from this company?
Resistance level. 180 resistance level.
Huh?
Investors buying, then it went to 280.
No, 170.
Last when was it? Last when was the touch?
Support is from 167 to 180. That's a
Sorry?
Last Diwali time we sold out this.
Last?
Any work of that company.
190.
No, that's okay. Last when you were in touch, what was the period?
If it crosses that, then 213.
You said you are in touch with the company.
The story.
Story. Okay. Story now it's a much closer thing. Acha, do you expect an open offer?
Sir, I am bullish on this company.
Oh, very good. Okay, so we are coming down to more practical issues. So opportunity to make money.
Yeah.
Based on a deep dive. So ultimately, you should track the story and generate.
Investing.
Promoters is low, but when the merger is done, promoter will be 51% MNC promoter.
Little less than 51.
Yes, 50 point.
This year was 1600 when it came. The company started.
Right.
16 to 1800.
I'm aware of that. So here clear flow, and this is the thing. We have done this stock. He selected this first. I don't know. He will select that first. So there are 6 or 7 companies. I don't know which one he'll select first. I thought maybe it's HDFC Bank or maybe another. But the thing is, we said let's cover a 360-degree perspective on this. So you should know all the issues. Look at the document of that merger that which is in public domain, where Culver Max details are there. And look at yesterday's report. And incidentally, on cleaning up financial reporting, the company was making very good profits. This quarter, they have announced a loss. Q4 loss, 23 profit. Q4 loss, and there is over 500 crores of adjustments and write-offs. Now possibly those kind of settlement cleaning up, but that is happening. But still,
he said he already provided for that. This is, I think, because of Oscar revenue reduced.
he had considered for that. Now actual, it is being debited. Earlier, the company has got 1,000 crores, and estimated was it came in the foreign brokerage report, LRR report. So maximum 700 crores will be there. Now one by one negotiations are there. I don't know with investment bank what was the haircut. But some amount came. Right? But there was but point is investment bank showed recovery. They had written it off, so this quarter's numbers are good, and similarly in other cases recovery will come. But they are cleaning up. What they will do? Who will paying the bill for this cleanup? Sony is paying the bill. Plus the institutional investors like ICICI Pru and IDBI and all this blue chip Birla and all, they are all buying. They are all loaded. And there was a feeling you talked about. A chart dikhao na you had.
Which one? Yeah.
No, it's very, very important. That 370 was the price on the day merger announcement with Sony was done. Then people said multiples, valuation game. And today you have Kotak's and CLSAs and there are 20 buy reports after the con call. And they are talking as today immediate targets of around 350.
But everybody has reduced.
Now, yeah. But earlier was it can go in a couple of years to 1,000 rupees based on multiples. But the money has to come in, FDI has to come in, cash will come in, that sports business will come, gaming will come, and the MNC valuation will come. Today that 3M, what is a multiple, Honeywell, what's a multiple. So that thing, so these are the kind of thing. Next company?
HDFC.
Done, great. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Santosh, the two pharma companies I want you to talk about.
The main issue in case of HDFC Bank is that after the merger, HDFC Bank has been given 3 years' time to comply with public this priority sector lending. There are strict priority sector lending. It is that how that is decided. It's a different issue, but priority sector lending.
HDFC Bank.
HDFC Bank has been given after merger 3 years' time to comply with priority sector lending. But as far as liquidity ratios like CRR and SLR, it has to comply from the day one of the merger. And that is, it seems that even for a bank of HDFC Bank size, it could pose some difficulty complying with liquidity ratios from day one, because that will have to be worked out. So they will eventually comply from day one as directed by RBI, but it will be difficult for them. These are the main issues. Public, next. Okay. Then important figures to note is that after merger, HDFC Bank will be twice the size of ICICI Bank.
Very important point. Yes, many people don't know.
It will be twice the size of ICICI Bank, and asset valuation will be 18 trillion rupees. Asset value will be 18 trillion.
Much more.
Yeah.
Mr. Satnam Singh?
Yeah.
Market valuation.
No, not Acha.
No, let him so.
Okay.
The screen should be full.
Yeah, right. 1 minute.
Yeah, carry on. We are listening to you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then MSCI index, that is Morgan Stanley Capital International, they have included this HDFC Bank merger. After post-merger, it will be in large cap index. It will be in the large cap index, and it is being said that now one scrip will be out of that index because both at the moment both bank and HDFC both are in the index. So it may be that place may be taken by Adani Enterprises.
Good, you raised that point. Great.
No, that is just the possibility.
Done. Next point. It's good.
Okay.
So later in open house we can talk about that company.
Yeah. And Monetary Authority of Singapore, MAS, they have given approval for a merger of HDFC Investment and HDFC Holdings into parent HDFC. And ratio everyone knows.
Everybody doesn't know. No, I'll tell you at random you asked.
42 HDFC bank shares for every 25 shares of HDFC held.
42 for 25. Okay. And what is the Friday's closing thing? Benefits in arbitrage?
No, I don't know. I have not tracked.
Somebody can do it a faster calculation. No, let's come out with clear numbers. If you buy this, you will make so much. For per 100 shares or per 1,000 shares or lakh shares. Yes.
Yeah, and one important point, maybe many people may not be knowing, HDFC has got a subsidiary called HDFC Education and Development Services Private Limited. I came to know about it only when I was reading about this.
Yeah, yes.
They are running 3 schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
CSR initiative.
So it has to come out of HDFC Bank will have to come out of this within 2 years.
Okay, 2 years. Yeah. Okay. Who will buy? Okay.
And other subsidiaries can continue, like HDFC Ergo and that Credila Financial Services.
Yes.
They can continue within.
Next.
One more. That way, there are so many. We are short of time.
Yeah. No, we are not short of time.
Okay.
Not for HDFC. Yeah.
SBI Funds Management.
Yes.
Will be allowed to hold up to 9.99%. Means it should not touch 10%.
Yes. How much is it now?
I don't know.
We discussed, no? You should know. We discussed. As of now, it is 4.9%, so they don't exceed. So this is the enabling approval. That doesn't mean...
For the combined entity, right?
Yeah. That doesn't mean they'll buy tomorrow.
9.99%.
3.5
But they have to...
in HDFC and then maybe another 1% in HDFC. So that's around 4.5, right?
Both the bank and SBI Funds Management have to ensure that at no point in time it crosses 10% or it touches 10%.
Exposure, risk management limit.
Yeah.
And next?
That's it.
Okay. One most important point. Timeline. How much time it took and the challenges and versus Sony. One second. We are coming clearly.
Here.
No, controversies are there.
What?
Rivals are there. And ultimately why they should merge.
I'm not.
There are other NBFCs also. Why only this NBFC? Why only this bank? Today there are many other issues. But here, actually what is the timeline? And how the track happened? RBI approval was the biggest approval. And they had requested for what you mentioned, the key points of SLR Sierra. Hoping it will happen, it may not happen, happening, but they did not want to lobby it because it was essential. They do it because it will add muscle and it will add to their ultimately growth because HDFC Bank had a higher cost of borrowing. So now this thing, so every competitor, they also want to take over companies. There are lots of banks, Kotak would like to take over. It's not easy. Unless a bank fails, they can't take over. Then RBI or ministry says, overnight, you take over. So they also want to do many others.
Reliance Capital.
Yes.
That's also not yet happened.
That's also not happened. See the timelines there and timelines here. So it is somehow.
Current is the loan bidder.
Yes. So
one more
vice council prevails. Now I'll come to
the Hindita group.
Chart aa gaya. I want to come to Sunil Kothari. Very clearly, tax efficiency of this merger. Is it tax efficient or no? Or such mergers are advised from that? No, money, efficiency of money, reduction of the cost of capital, and improvement in long-term profitability, yes. From the fund manager's hat, I will say that. But what's your take on this?
Unfortunately, I can't comment because I am privy to unpublished price-sensitive information. Since I'm advising on the merger.
That's okay.
I can't comment in any forum. So you have to excuse me.
I can give my opinion.
On what, tax or legal?
Tax.
Okay, do it.
It shall be tax neutral. If there will be no benefit or no loss.
Tax neutral.
Point.
Okay.
Both the companies are tax paying.
Yes. Okay, fine. Acha, one more question for Sunil. In respect of M&A. Clearly. I'm bringing another merger here, which is latest again, last two. We thought we'll take it separately, but it is linked. It is tax related. India Bull Real Estate and Embassy. That there are vested interests in that. Who are against the merger? Merger was planned. It was approved by shareholders and it was approved by creditors. It was approved by NCLT Bangalore also. It went to Chandigarh and because of political reasons, let's see clearly. Earlier he was saying another group, because it was all business related. Here are some political reasons. But why Chandigarh court rejected last month on two major issues. One was a complaint by an investor on terms of valuation and all that, which part of it was resolved. Another point, why it happened, I want you to say, merger requires a tax department's approval. It requires exchanges approval, BSE, NSE, SEBI, competition, and tax department. These are the regulatory approvals. In India Bull Real Estate thing, in the last final order, it is mentioned the tax department has opposed the merger. So they are not giving that NOC. Now, I want to know at what stage NOC is actually applied for and given, and if there's a form, and at what stage actually it should be before the shareholder approval, after the shareholder approval, before the first hearing of NCLT, but that is mentioned in the final order about tax department has objected. So there were two issues. Tax department objection, so without the regulatory approval you can't go ahead. So as of now people feel it is off. Second thing was on the valuation issues on pro rata valuation of embassy and this based on some number of acres, etc., rates, which seemed valid, but part of it was resolved. So on this.
So normally one files for the oppose the shareholder approval, file before the NCLT. Between that period, it have to serve a notice to the tax authorities also. So this is a proposed merger scheme. And in the NCLT hearings, the revenue department has the power to put up its objections, if any, or say we are okay with it, or say we are okay with it subject to A, B, C, D, E. So this is a standard process. And I cannot comment on this particular transaction because I don't know what
process. I'm talking on the process.
Process.
And what is the timeline?
So there is no set timeline, and NCLT will at some stage ask the tax department or ask the petitioners to again reach out to the tax department saying that this has been filed, please file a reply. In whatever number of cases I have seen, the tax department is the last to file this response. If it's a matter of, say, any losses being carried forward to the other entity because of, say, Section 72A, which doesn't apply to, say, other than manufacturing sector, the tax department invariably objects, saying that it is a tax-driven merger, and that is their objection. There are cases where the high courts have said, no, this is not a tax-driven merger. NCLT is a little more tentative in rejecting the tax department's claim. So that is one. Second is, for other cases, there are sometimes questions about the valuation. And in a very old case in the 1990s, two large companies, HUL and Tomco,
correct,
there was objection on valuation.
Correct.
And then a third valuer was appointed by the court, after which the court approved it. And there also the tax department was objecting.
Correct. Landmark judgment.
No, that's a landmark case, but what happens here? They have a right to object, that is fine, in terms of losses or in cases of arrears, demands, unpaid demands, disputed demands. But what happens here, there were two states involved. NCLT Bangalore was approved, then should not have happened at that stage. Why NCLT Chandigarh? And Chandigarh went on postponing a series of postponement without much reason. And the difference between those two dates, incidentally you talked about the Z, now the hearings are within next 4 days, 5 days. Jo bhi hai, finish it off. That helped in settlements of cases. Next hearing hai, at 4 o'clock the CEO got up, 4 a.m. and worked on the settlement of IndusInd Bank case. Lawyers got together, they settled when the hearings are close by. Here in Chandigarh the hearings were longer, but it should not happen. Should it come as a shock at Chandigarh case? It should happen in NCLT Bangalore, no? No, I'm saying normal process. This is actually what happened.
So it is a multi-state, different states where the registered offices are located. The objection could come in either of the states. So there is no bar on the tax department objecting in either. So we will not object there. Yeah.
Even if the companies are located in different states, once one state NCLT takes the their jurisdiction is barred. There cannot be multiplicity of the litigation on the same issue.
No, I'm saying so.
So Bangalore, there cannot be a case of a company in Bangalore as well as in Chandigarh. Cannot be.
Ashok has a legal
knowledge.
You have a tax knowledge. No, I'm saying from all perspective, finance, money matters. You tell me valuations. We'll talk about it, huh?
So
Financial reporting, Santosh Manali, these are.
With respect to Vijayji's first point on LCR, on liquidity coverage ratio. Anyways, HDFC is the upper layer NDFC. So the LCR requirements that are applicable to HDFC even today are the same levels as it would be applicable to any bank.
Correct.
So, and that was the basis, that was the reason why they are merging in first place.
Correct.
Because at some stage they said that the regulators, the RBI liquidity norms, SLR is also becoming applicable to the NBFCs through the back route because of HQLA definition of the RBI. So that in any case they would have been probably prepared for that.
So now. Yes, so now from info is coming, there are eight M&As we can discuss. Acha, now we are coming to HDFC. Actually, you said conflict of interest, no? HDFC chart, what does it show? Bank.
HDFC Bank chart, see the market capitalization is around 9 lakh crores and for HDFC it's 4.9, so around 14 lakh crores. So that's the kind of market capitalization right now with the kind of P multiple, which is low P multiple if you compare the historical HDFC Bank's P multiple. So there is definitely with the scope for its market capitalization to go up. Maybe the merger when the synergies will come, there is larger scope for it to improve. Now coming back to the chart, right?
One more question. You said compared to the historical P's of HDFC, but compared to the peer industry or peer group, is it higher than that or lower than that?
It's
the current ones.
Current one is almost same.
Or I can answer that, but we are looking.
There is a scope.
Yeah.
There is a scope. You say there is a scope for it.
Yeah.
You want to say that the earlier highs should touch now.
Yes, maybe may not touch the
sector outlook,
but it will.
I'll address that. Let's look at a chart. He is a technical guy.
So
it's a technical perspective.
Yeah, the technical perspective from a pricing point of view, because I believe chart shows everything. All buyers sellers are in the charts. So whatever be X by view, bullish or bearish, everything gets reflected over here. And if we go by the chart right now, HDFC Bank currently there is a demand zone from 116 to 118. So that's where it has taken support yesterday and day before yesterday. If it breaks that zone, then the even bigger, much stronger zone which comes around 1560, 1570. So if it comes at that zone, I am going to buy.
Great, excellent. So we'll come. So here, when you compare the Z chart and this chart, this is consolidating and growing, There you see crashing coming down. From 500 odd, it came to 120, then it goes to 370, then it comes down to 175, comes to 180. Regulatory hurdles, these are not performance or industry related hurdles. And this is also, now Ashok, you talked about peers. What has happened actually, because of the MSCI issues and merger issues, and also the excellent performance of ICICI Bank and Axis Bank and IndusInd Bank and this, so they have been selling HDFC Bank and buying the bank among these three which they like. So their increase in stake, that is happening. So what happens in multiples? Price to book multiples, this industry, banking is worked on. Price to book for HDFC Bank has come down. And merged company will still come down. And ICICI Bank has gone up. Axis Bank has gone up. And IndusInd, incidentally, their performance, maybe recovery practices, yields are so good. So performance is very good. But there is a lag in terms of multiple. So it will catch up, but it is in a strong phase. I believe promoter infusion is also there. So this is it. So here a clear signal you are given that what the chart says. With a disclaimer, this is only for,
of course,
educational purpose, no recommendations. Very, very clearly, no recommendations.
And from the pricing, it looks like the HDFC Limited shareholders stand to gain.
Very little, yes.
I was waiting for somebody to.
I quickly did the maths.
Yeah.
So I think 2.4.
So please also mention your name and firm name. Yes.
I'm a new joining to the group.
I know. Welcome. Welcome. And your firm name?
No, I'm a usual consultant.
Consultant, okay. So, yeah. So, multiple hats. Compliance perspective also, CA and company secretary. So, welcome. Yeah. So, you were saying something.
So, I did a quick calculation. So, it appears that HDFC Bank has 2.4% arbitrage. So, if you buy HDFC Limited, you gain at about 2.4%.
So, yes. Now, what is the next? Is it possible that India Bull real estate chart can come quickly?
Yeah.
In fact, we have already discussed the core issue, so we can move it to next.
On HDFC, I had just one more. While I answered your question, I had a question. When is this likely to get over, this HDFC Bank?
HDFC?
HDFC and HDFC Bank merger.
I'll answer that very clearly. It's a beginning of a new journey. It's not going to get over. Merger will happen very soon. I think the record date will be announced. But a few days ago, a full day event was held. And I'll tell you, surprisingly, what was discussed. HDFC, you are aware? Were you in that thing? HDFC Bank Day was there.
I was not there.
I have privy to. You have previous employee. I have a privy to all the details which were discussed. But what happened? The CEO, what did he discuss? It's very clear. He says now, decision making can be done. He did not talk about next year. He talked about 10-year strategy. He talked about 10-year strategy on his own without being asked. It was all planned that way. And what? I'll look at the essence of it so all of us know the various perspectives. 10-year strategy based on massive expansion of new banks being added. So new branches have a cost and they are the most fastest. They set the tone for expansion. HDFC said, so ICICI said, I want to expand. IndusInd banks want to add new branches. RBL wants to add new branches. Everybody has limitation. But here, what happens? There is a break-even period, right, for a new branch. It may be 18 months, it may be 9 months. And sometimes you make a mistake, you realize that you close the branch and you have to move to another branch. It may happen in even prime areas like Mumbai, or it may happen in a rural up-country area. So cost to income ratio is going to go up. So the management are talking about cost to income ratio coming down in the future to the levels people want. But the point is, now I'll talk about tax aspect also, because I'm from that. Company is making huge profits. Rather than paying tax on it, they are paying the tax, whatever, legally, right? Ethically also, I know it's a very ethical institution. They are investing in future growth. Technology they are investing. You already talked about it. And they are talking in physical infrastructure. That reach. And when you have a branch, new branches coming, what happens? New deposits come. So that low cost advantage, CASA is over 40%. So the future is, today, latest is what happened yesterday, is look at 10-year story. That's incidentally our Warren Buffett also talked about it. Assume you don't see the price for 10 years. I only hope the compounded rate of growth should be over 15%. More than that. So far it has had over 20%. IBRL chart you show? Is that?
IBRL.
What's the beginning and the last? No, beginning period.
You want to see chart right from the beginning?
No, at least 2 years, no?
2 years.
At least 2 years or 3 years.
Yeah, this is.
Line chart. Huh? What's the high low?
For November 2021 was 196 rupees.
Yes. And now closing?
68 rupees.
Now what has happened here? This is the chart. What has happened here? Property cycle is going up.
Yeah.
Last month, most of the property shares valuation was at a very high level. Bookings are at a peak, and the stock here, this is coming down. And what happened at that higher level? Promoters and this large operator name you mentioned, they started selling. Promoter also started selling of this company.
How much does the promoter hold now?
Nikal gaya na promoter.
That's what. So
now the embassy group is right. The merger problem is now in the.
Unofficially they are trying to.
is no longer the promoter.
Question marks are there. Question marks are there, right? Huh? On paper he is not there. On paper he is not there. Depromoteration, apparently due to political issues. But market sources say de facto control, right? As per market sources. So this is it. When your Rustomji and Lodha is at very high prices, due to regulatory reasons, this is the price.
And governance.
Governance was the same when the price was 170 rupees. It was same. At the time, they gave a fiction presentation. You know what they talked? Company has made losses in December, 200 odd. Assuming this is a land bank, assuming this will be built up, and assuming this will be the FSI, assuming this will be sold, so it is like the unbilled profit. So much profit we'll make. And they are sharing that on the website and showing it as a presentation. Building ही बनाया नहीं है, अब BMC का approval नहीं है, you don't have approval. This is it. Then we look at it, you quarter sales, and even you're not even able to sell, get bookings of even 500 crores. When DLF is announcing all 600, 700 flats, luxury flats sold in one day, right? So this is a real estate story and regulatory story, and including the department, how it objects. So, yes, next is IPCA.
The real estate story is, the real estate story is, the builders always see the projected profits, potential profits, that's all.
So no, that's fine. Mr. Satnam Singh,
Yeah.
you have studied IPCA?
Yeah, IPCA, see, it's on.
You add value. You know about it.
So whatever little bit I know. So IPCA basically they acquired this Unicam lab 33% from the promoter, one of the promoters, and that was for 1,000 crore. And the open offer is coming for another 26% at 440 rupees. Even whatever they acquired from the promoter was 440 rupees. Current price is from 380 rupees of the Unicam this thing. And the larger perspective, as per the IPCA press release, is that they want to basically get the synergies in terms of because their business and their products complement each other. They're more into APIs, all that stuff. So they want to grow that thing. Maybe the way the US market, Pharma market right now, it's at a low level, right? The pricing pressure. So maybe they're seeing this opportunity to grow the business by acquiring Unicam. So that's how the deal happened, and now open offer is there for 26%, and the cutoff date which is there is, I think, by 14th July everything will get finished off for IPCA acquisition, and the current it's the eligibility will be 2nd June of so whose record date for eligibility for the open number is 2nd June. So that's how the open offer will get reflected. So that is on the tendering process. So 26, there is a lot of public shareholding. So some will get, maybe proportionate will get. So that's what.
So what's the price and the open offer price and the market price?
Open offer price is 440 rupees and market price is 375.
Okay, still market price is 375. Market price has not gone up. Normally the market price
has gone up.
What's yesterday's?
Somebody had information. I'll just show. this Unicam, right? This is daily chart. Right now the price is 375. It's been consolidating from this 11th of April. But if you see this around 3rd from 4th April, some insider seems to have got the information and has basically reacted to the price.
Yes, so insider trading happened. The price went up. We don't know when they'll be caught, or they've been,
or they may not be,
or whether AI will help in that also. So, and point is, it is below the open offer price.
Correct.
So we expect it to be open offered. Yes.
Even before 2nd June, one can trade it.
For Unicam.
Yeah, Unicam.
And price chart you have?
Price actually nosedived around 18-20%, which came down by. Sorry. 841. From. Hard. It came down by around 19%. Current price is 634 rupees.
Your chart?
Yeah. This is the daily chart. So you see, the day the deal got announced, so from 24th of April, from 854 it came down all the way to 670.
It came down.
Yes.
Normally it goes up, but because maybe it's a pharma sector.
The market thought the valuation is higher.
Yes.
And that's how it is a F&O stock. So that's the way the problem is. If it's an F&O stock, if people want to short it, they short it like
so
this.
very, very, very interesting, huh? And now the biggest demerger of all times, most hot Reliance and Jio's financial.
Yeah, see,
and I want everybody to contribute.
Here the ratio is 1:1 for each share of Reliance Industries. Reliance Jio share will be 1 for every 1 share of Reliance. So the shareholder will get 1 share of Reliance Jio. And the last public is on 2nd of May. The creditors gave their consent. So NCLT had given its order that it should get approval from the creditors. So the creditors had given the consent for the demerger. So now I guess it's still with the NCLT, and what Reliance Group is planning that by October, November, they want to list this.
They want to list. NCLT will not take 2 years.
They are planning. NCLT will take 1 year, 2 years. I don't know.
Okay.
What one very important point.
Sorry. Will October?
No.
Will October happen?
It's not that way also. No.
Is October expected to happen?
But it's not that way also. Courts function on the basis of the issues before it. It's not very complicated.
No, issues are very complicated. But what's your view?
What are the issues?
October will happen?
Issues will be decide when the.
As per the timeline of the. Okay. No, it's good you are saying that.
But to be fair, demergers are generally much faster than.
Correct. Definitely.
So then, therefore.
Okay.
Manoj.
No, good point. Very good point.
Definitely. Mergers.
1 minute.
They are saying the demerger into that consumer 2nd out 2024. So that MNC is saying more than 1.5 years, and this one is within 1 year. So obviously, but Reliance is Reliance. So if you want, it will happen.
No, it's a good point. Reliance is Reliance.
Manoj, one very important point about Reliance is on net worth basis. On the net worth basis, the ratio should have been 16 Reliance.
1 second, very important point. 1 second, no cross talking. He has made some important point.
On net worth basis, for 16 Reliance shares, they should have got 1 Jio shares. But if they had adopted that ratio, what would have happened is that more than 14 lakh shareholders of Reliance are holding less than 15 shares or up to 15 shares. So they would have been deprived of 1 full share of Jio. There would have been fractional entitlements.
Correct.
And as per Reliance Group policy from ab initio, from very beginning, they have been pro small investor.
Correct.
So that this kind of ratio 1:1, even it is not supported by net worth basis.
But
sorry.
They could have split the shares then.
Correct. No, but even otherwise, shareholder set of the shareholder is same, no? How does it affect? Set of the shareholder is same, no? डीमर्जर में क्या होता है, सेम शेयर होल्डर्स को इतना हिस्सा देते हैं ना, तो एक ही बात हो गई ना.
नहीं बट बहुत सारा वैल्यूएशन देखना पड़ेगा. रिलायंस जियो का तो अभी व्हाट आई कुड पब्लिश
करेक्ट.
Is there a price band? No, for the first day. So anybody can decide.
Sir, that is also getting discussed that कुछ 3 दिन का वो कुछ they are trying to defer it.
Yeah.
Something is
Yes.
discussion but I am not.
Yeah, सेबी में आ रहा है.
But anybody can do the first price, first day.
First price will be based on normal other same sector shares, but this will have certain asset base, certain revenue base.
नहीं, इसका प्राइस रिलायंस से ज्यादा होगा, जियो का.
कितना होगा?
I'm talking in general. जियो का जो बिजनेस है, ग्रोथ प्रॉस्पेक्टिव है. इसका जो ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस है ऑयल बॉयल में, उसमें ज्यादा ग्रोथ दिखता नहीं है, इसीलिए तो उसमें ज्यादा वैल्यूएशन ज्यादा आएगा, इसमें कम आएगा.
हवा का पैसा है, इसमें कन्वर्जन करना पड़ता है.
हाँ,
रिफाइनिंग करना पड़ता है.
तो उसमें मार्जिन कम है, इसमें मार्जिन ही मार्जिन है.
अच्छा, one second. Let me come.
Retail also.
One second. What Ashok said.
Always valuation of a share is based on the future.
Satnam Singh has raised a point on valuation. You mentioned traditional business of oil. It is not traditional of oil. It is oil and your technology and.
वो retail भी demerge होने वाला है.
So, sorry, I want to know if anybody has done some knowledge about what is the intrinsic value and expected listing price of Jio. Yeah, tell me. No, first you had some point, no?
I was just trying to say that it's the difference because of commodity versus retail.
Correct.
So commodity will always, have a lower.
No, it's a conglomerate. As far as Reliance is concerned, it's a conglomerate. But anybody has some insights on the valuation per share of Jio? He has raised a point of that value of transfer of assets based on that.
Net worth basis.
Has anybody? What's the estimate?
The base point of valuation is
20 rupees. 1 second. 20.
मुकेश अंबानी खुद कहता है, the future gold is data.
What is the view? It will be 25 rupees, 50 rupees.
It will be much
100 rupees.
हमको क्या दिमाग लगाने के, उसमें ही ज्यादा वैल्यू है.
Sorry, what is the expected price of listing? 25, 50, 100? No, not possible. No, we are talking about sensible prices.
तो 2100. स्टॉक मार्केट में प्राइस में सेंसिबिलिटी होता है क्या? नहीं होता है. रैशनैलिटी होता ही नहीं है. In the long run, we are all there.
Let's not talk a wild thing. Anybody has, based on some study, who has actually looked at it.
If you expand further on Mullaji's working.
He has done.
1 by 16. तो आज
Sorry?
2600 का भाव है. 2600 में 16 से डिवाइड कर दो, that could be the fair listing. Those would be added.
But वो एक 1:1 दे रहे हैं ना, 1:16 नहीं दे रहे ना.
नहीं. उसको जैसे तो price will fluctuate accordingly.
Okay.
अच्छा, anybody else?
Proportionate asset value.
But what is your?
I'll give my view. It will be very, so everybody will, when we go one, but knows very clearly. Anybody else? Mayur? No, it's very clear actually. What is the value of assets? You have the value of assets.
Net worth of.
How much? What's the value of net worth?
Net worth, absolute terms, I don't know.
Okay, one second. Okay, he doesn't know. We have worked out this. So these are the treasury shares of Reliance. If you see the Reliance balance sheet, you have Reliance Industry shares, treasury share, old issue, old merger. No, when you do, so they were not set off. So those treasury shares. Now, instead of infusing money, whether Reliance can bring 50,000 crore cash in Jio as promoters' contribution and doing a listing and IPO, they have transferred the treasury shares to Jio. Earlier it was Reliance Strategic something.
Strategic.
So clear. I think all finance people are there.
Okay.
So
no, that is a change of name.
So treasury shares X percentage. So they were held. Then into Reliance Strategic, and then Reliance Strategic again name changes, it becomes Jio Financial. So this is about less than 1 lakh crore of value, and valuation should be in multiples of what? Price to book. Right. Clearly. So look at it sensibly. Now I have found, while I really was trying to say 25, 50, 100 because it is in that range per share, because of that you said no 16:1, so it can't be 2000 and all. Market is sensible. Manipulation is there. but market is sensible. So you look at the value of transfer of assets when it happens, some 80,000 odd multiple, that is a net worth, and it will be price to book. Now price to book, whether you give it of higher than Bajaj Finance, which is what's the price to book of 6 to 7, or you give of Piramal Enterprises. Price to book, what is the price to book of that? Maybe 0.6 or 0.5 or 0.7, or you can give it, and based on the perception of the ability, the name works, right? So it is based on that. It will be, I think, very clearly as per research reports prepared by, I think one of the brokerage houses, Centrum, has prepared a report. You can go on, look at it. So it will be, speculation is going on between 50 and 150. But the point is, if it is 150 or 200, it will go on a sliding curve. If it is 50, and then it goes up. But keep in mind the price to book, and what price to book you give, it depends on you whether you want to rate it as Bajaj or Poonawalla, or which one, Piramal Enterprise or India Bulls. So they all have. So it is very clear. So look at it. Actually, that's why we look at it.
Why? But why price to book? Why not price to earnings?
No, but
why? The banks and NBFCs.
ये तो जियो डेटा है ना?
नहीं, जियो फाइनेंशियल है. This is the one which is getting divided.
NBFC.
Financial.
Okay.
Not the data.
But it's a new age. New age. So even if you get loss,
It's more comparable.
so PE doesn't work. In that case, price to book also doesn't work.
It's more like a Paytm or a, more in that league rather than names that you mentioned.
The promoter feels much more than Paytm, and some insights should come from all of you. I am going to share if you don't share, but I want some very important highlights of Jio which we have missed.
It's the retail finance.
We don't know the model. They make claims. All Reliance retail customers will become their customers. The world doesn't work that way. But now on the management aspects, most important point: who is the chairman and who is the CEO?
KV Kamath is the chairman, and then some
KV Kamath.
guy has been taken over.
And
I read his name. He's from some investment firm only, Mr. Nikhil, something like that.
Check it out. One is KV Kamath as a chairman, right? He wanted a position and he got it. It's very clear. A man of this group. Relationships have been very, very close. He was involved in the dispute between the two brothers also.
Besides the relationship,
and
he has the, integrity and capacity also.
Who?
KV Kamath.
But he is, what's his age?
Whatever it be.
No, it is a
दिमाग चलता है stock market वालों का दिमाग में.
75, right? He's 75. But now coming to the people who are going to run it, I wanted to come from you, Mayur. Credibility check of the CEO. CEO. Do that.
Who's the CEO?
Neeta Ambani.
Do that. Praveen.
नीता अंबानी.
गूगल में है.
आप तो रिलायंस आपको तो 2000 रुपया बात कर रहे हो.
मैंने तो एक ही चीज देखा है.
वैल्यूएशन कैसा मिलेगा? Where we discuss no whether the Bajaj Finance valuation or Poonawalla valuation multiple.
नहीं, ऐसा है कि as far as Reliance is concerned, it is very difficult to predict. और जहाँ भी मुकेश अंबानी नजर घुमाता है.
Hitesh Sethia.
Who said it? Who said it first?
Google just said it.
Great. That's what I wanted. I was going to say it, but it came from you. Who else said the word Hitesh Sethia? I heard it twice.
एक मैंने बोला, मैंने भी Google सर्च किया.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Yes. Now, what is Hitesh Sethia's background? Everybody should know this. It's very, very vital. No M&A conference, these things are discussed. Yes, what?
McLaren.
Loudly, clearly. Let's you got a biodata?
McLaren Strategic Ventures. He's from McLaren Strategic Ventures.
Who are they? Yes. Question mark. Who? What else you said? Head of transaction banking. And where? No high flyer, no performer. Check where.
ICICI Bank.
Yeah, but where? ICICI Bank has got thousands of branches. It's not a blue-eyed bar. Has anybody heard of that name? It should be hotshot name, right?
Sir, Europe, Macklin, strengthening ventures.
That is also a question mark name.
Based in Frankfurt, Germany. वहाँ का है वो?
Yes. And a head of transaction banking. Of which place? Big point to be addressed. They need to have management. Now you're looking at how many customers. It's very easy to say all Reliance retail customers will become my customers. Who will do underwriting? Who will do? Yes.
2000 there.
Good. This is how it should come. I'm glad you went and found out.
He is the CA 2000 there.
Yes.
2000.
Even I was not aware I was there.
I
never heard that name only.
मैंने कल पढ़ा था पर भूल गया अभी
नहीं बैकग्राउंड चेक किया बैकग्राउंड चेक किया नहीं इट्स इम्पोर्टेंट
सर बट बैकग्राउंड तो सर आजकल सोशल मीडिया में आप जो दिखाना चाहते हो उतना ही दिखता है
नो सही बात है नो यू मेक फोर कॉल्स यू नो अबाउट दिस बैकग्राउंड है ट्रांजैक्शन कौन सा ट्रांजैक्शन किया है और कैसा किया है यू कम टू नो राइट दिस इज व्हेन यू गिव वैल्यूएशन नो ऑफ 10 times ऑफ प्राइस टू बुक some X amount treasury shares are transferred, they are not investing. Treasury point phara tha, what happened? Aramco deal did not happen, no? How much was supposed to come? $15 billion. It did not come. Then what? O2C deal, demerger was done. Money will come in O2C. Did O2C money come? No. Yeah.
We are already over the time. We can continue outside.
Let's thank formally and
yeah, we'll close in.
We'll formally close in.
So last we'll complete on Geo. In fact, there are 2 or 3 other things. So what happens here is
which transactions?
You
are on which transactions? Yes, sir.
Yes. So here what you require when you are giving multiples, you have Bajaj and Poonawalla at one spectrum and you have Piramal and Indiabulls Housing or Repco and all at the other end of spectrum. Do you deserve that? You have potential to get customers. And what about that you need how many people to run a bank? Yogesh, you know how many people to run a bank. Today, how much employees HDFC Bank has got? Over 1 lakh?
More than 1 lakh, 2 lakh around.
Yes, 1,87,000 something and plus expanding, right? So much time. And how many management levels? Management people? 18,000. It was given yesterday. 18,000 people of supervisory grade. Right? 18,000 people of management cadre. Executives, etc. That's what makes it a success. 18,000, anytime valuation when you do, 18,000 management grade people. And who are the people at the highest level? They set examples to get 18,000 attracting people. Now this person has to attract people. Right?
They have leaders.
Sorry?
They have leaders.
Leaders.
They have leaders.
How many leaders? Not one.
Many leaders.
Hundreds or thousands of leaders if I'm not. Right?
हमारे पास ही बैठा हमारे पास ही बैठा है
या सबके साथ बैठा है हमारे सबके साथ बैठा है इधर भी बैठा है so yes because 30% of profits go to tax, no, subject to tax planning, right? So this is it. When you go into it, no, the idea is mergers, and there are 10 other points on this we can discuss deep dive on financials. I have not brought the hard copies or soft financials. Look at it. Look at management. This is due diligence. So will market cap go to 5 lakh crores, 10 lakh crores? It's not easy.
Book value comes to around, if 80,000 is the asset, then book value comes around 110 rupees. So price to book value अभी 1 है या 2 है 0.6 है 0.7, we don't know what's going to.
Jeffrey higher cap 224 बोल रहा है.
Sorry?
Jeffrey's 224 higher, lower 134 Geo का.
Good, you have come out with that. So this is the range. That's why initially I said no. We're talking about what? 50, 100, 150, 200. They are talking about it. And this is also, many of these are planted figures. First one has to come. And first one, because the second one, will they have guts to write 20? They have. Sometimes Macquarie has the guts, they have done it. But they want to get noticed, or they don't get an investment banking mandate. It happens. But ultimately, you looked out the intrinsic value, you look out the management, and then you look out the performance. So from publicly available information, what better way to do due diligence? You have to go, And I have always, we have shared the collective wisdom of this in this roundtable. It has come out openly now. I think many are coming for the first time yet to meet each other. Some I met earlier. Brilliant things are coming out, right? Brilliant things are coming out. And this helps in price discovery, and you will keep on tracking it. So we have looked at what? Banking sector. We have looked at pharma sector. We have looked at technology sector. We have looked at real estate sector.
Media.
And media sector in merger and acquisition. So, if
not looked at, we have just touched upon briefly.
Touched upon, deep dive. We always call it deep dive.
HDFC you spoke about whether they won't be taking over banks rather than expanding only and spending money. They will be consolidation will happen like telecom happens.
Bank tech will happen only.
What happens?
Bank comes in trouble.
There is a past. What happens in India so far?
Correct.
Government announces divestment program, we want to divest banks. And you have seen IDBI Bank, how much time it takes. Now, apparently there are 2 private sector bidders. There may be more. CSB and Kotak is known, there may be more. Previously, it was bank failure. There have been many, right?
Yes.
United Western Bank, etc. ING Vesa was a merger. Because they wanted to sell out Kotak. But United Western, etc. Yes Bank, restructuring. So, overnight, Ministry and RBI will talk to somebody, and then you have no choice. I know how United Western happens. So, the Ms. Kamath was there at that time, right? So, at that time, you don't have a choice. You have to do it because they don't want to run. Traditionally, that was happening. Now, government is saying about divestment, so it is not happening. We announced for 4 nationalized banks also. So, it is possible HDFC may want to take over if something is available. Now, something is available today. You see, RBL has no promoter. Who is the investor?
Karnataka Bank also doesn't.
Karnataka Bank doesn't have a promoter. In fact, yesterday there was a CEO change who was there for last 2 decades. And who has come in? Who has come in? It's a very good point you raised. Karnataka, who has come in? Karnataka new CEO. There was a search committee appointed. And it was supposed to be an anniversary, no? So people know good dividend. So it's record performance. Dividend has gone up from 4 rupees to 5 rupees. And can somebody do research? Who is the new CEO? It is linked to our M&A discussions. Yes. And what is his profile check? Yogesh? You are fast at it. It's very important. Take away. And we'll discuss it on the way.
Bloomberg for sector.
Sure. We'll discuss it on the way. Background check. It is very, very linked to what everybody is so involved. Yes. What is the background?
Pracharak.
No, I know Rohit would be interested, and I know Ashok will be interested, and Vijay Mullaji will be interested. Background check.
Even I can talk.
No, immediately after this, we'll have a vote of thanks and we'll talk outside. Let's do it because it's related to M&A.
I'm intentionally not talking anything about it.
Yogesh, but the recording band will be the then we will start.
Yes.
HDFC, he was part of founding management team.
Yes.
And was involved in setting up the bank's corporate and retail banking and treasury and capital markets infrastructure business. And prior to that, he had a stint in Yes Bank.
Not prior, after that.
After that.
Because member of founding team 1994.
Setting up the commercial banking infrastructure at Geo Bank.
Yes Bank also designation not given.
Yeah.
And has anybody heard about this name in Yes Bank? We are tracking hundreds of names in Yes Bank. And you heard about his name?
I haven't.
See. And we are tracking hundreds of people in Yes Bank, right from 94. Then went to Jio.
Jio, he served as managing director and CEO and was responsible for application and coordination for the approval of license with the Reserve Bank.
So we are talking about valuation of Jio, and now this guy is leaving, and announced and Karnataka Bank has joined. So some more insights on, some more valuable insights on Jio.
Sir, 18 months of
Sorry?
Simple sir, Karnataka Bank has to be tracked.
अच्छा, sabbatical था?
नवंबर 21 के बाद मई 23 में आ रहे हो इधर कर्नाटका में.
हाँ?
नवंबर 21 के बाद सीधा मई 23 में आ रहे हो, बीच के 18 महीने कहाँ था वो?
Jio में था ना? He was in Jio.
No, नवंबर 21 तक था Jio.
हाँ तो सर वो बेंच पे रख के काम करवाया उससे कुछ. Probably that is the reason.
And now Kamath has come, and this guy head transaction banking in ICICI. It has a linkage with Mr. K.V. Kamath.
Manoj. Manoj, let us wind up. Time to wind up.
Yeah, that is what I am also.
You exceeded by half an hour.
Let's hear.
On behalf of the entire
Loudly.
team, I would like to thank all the speakers, Rohit, Vijay sir, Santosh,
Group leaders.
And all.
Otherwise, everybody is a speaker here.
and everyone who contributed to the discussion.
Thank you.
Short and sweet.
No, we are continuing outside.
Yeah.
It's all right.
मुझे पूछना 10
बढ़ेगा चार्टवर्ड. हाँ नाम सुना मुझे.
गुड इन्वेस्टमेंट.
एंटरटेनमेंट सर देखिए 25 निकलता है ना, ठीक है. हाँ 220 निकलता है विद गुड वॉल्यूम, मतलब गुड वॉल्यूम एंड गुड डिलीवरी परसेंटेज. अभी 190 से लेके अभी 215-220 के आसपास में वो जाके रजिस्टर में 195 पे, अभी 195 पे रजिस्टर है. हाँ राइट. अगर 170 पर रेंजर आता है ना वापस तो क्लियर नहीं होगा, पर लेकिन मैं भी दूंगा अपने इस बार में, ठीक है ना. और 220 के बाद में इसलिए बोल तो उसका जो चार्ट बोलेगा बोलता है 220 के बाद में इसका रिवर्सल है. रिवर्सल इन द फ्रॉम अ बेरिश टू इट्स अ ब्रेकआउट, राइट. तो ट्रेंड रिवर्सल है. तो
10 साल 5 साल
नहीं सर, 10 साल 5 साल किसी ने नहीं देखा.
तो वॉरेन बफेट
सही है सर, लेकिन अभी क्या टेक्नोलॉजी के 10 साल के लिए अगर देखना है तो सर डिपेंड करेगा कि कैरी प्रॉब्लम विद ऑल दिस मल्टीनेशनल सोनी, क्योंकि सोनी इंडिया में तो लिस्टेड है, बाहर में लिस्टेड है नहीं है, मेरे को डाउट नहीं है. तो मेरे को जो सोनी का जो डाउट आता है कि इसको अल्टीमेटली डीलिस्ट करेगा. सर मैं 5 साल 10 साल सोच रहे तो मेरे को डाउट आता है थोड़ा. आई मे बी रॉन्ग, मेरा अपना व्यू है.
जी मैंने बाहर देखा है बहुत. जी का जो प्रोग्राम्स है ना, अगर ये जी के नाम पे चलाएगा ना, साउथ अफ्रीका में मैं रहता था, जी बहुत था. जी मॉरिशस, साउथ अफ्रीका, यूरोप, जी बहुत चलता है.
हाँ सर वो चलता होगा, पर लेकिन
बट ये जी बंद कर देगा ना, सोनी डाल देगा उसको. जी
नहीं, जी चलाता रहे सोनी चलाता है, अपने को कुछ नहीं फर्क पड़ता सर. सानू पैसा कमाना, हमें पैसा कमाना है. जी के नाम से चाहे सोनी चलाए पर हमारे को पैसा कमा के देना, दैट इज आवर पर्पस ना.
आप फंड मैनेजर हो क्या? आप
फंड मैनेजर मैं सर, मैं इंडिविजुअल मार्केट में ऑफिस है, ट्रेडिंग कोई ऑफिस नहीं, मेरा घर पे.
किधर? तो आप घर?
हाँ ट्रेडिंग है.
कार्ड है?
कार्ड
नहीं, मुझे नंबर
जी की प्रोग्राम
बस चल रहे नहीं,
वापस कर ही जाएंगे और कितने जा रहे हैं.
बीवी अगर हुक्म करेगी तो हो जाना तो फिर हाँ जी 9
हाँ
711
274
सतनाम सिंह.
हाँ आप मैं खार में रहता हूँ, आपको चाहिए मैं खार तक ड्रॉप करूँ आपको? सतनाम सिंह जी. हाँ ओके
सर. अपना
प्रकाश वलेचा.
आप प्रैक्टिस में?
मैं फैकल्टी हूँ नहीं.
Prakash Virija,
VALECH.
Sir, number?
Recording has stopped.
Golden Temple होके आए थे last month.
Number है?
98210 45102.
45102.
प्रकाश वलेचा. मैं आपको हलो करूँगा यहाँ पर. तो I have also big quantity of IOC. Hold करें? IOC is Indian Oil.
I know. Indian Oil मैंने काम किया 9 महीने 10 महीने.
तो मैं आ जाएगी और वैसे भी मेरे को इसका कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस और अंदर ठीक
गवर्नेंस तो खैर पब्लिक सेक्टर कोई इशू नहीं.